A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. A Wednesday afternoon, a weekday afternoon here in Division II NCAA hockey, as this afternoon the Western New England University Golden Bears have made the trip down to Shelton, Connecticut to take on your Post-University Eagles here at the Sports Center, Connecticut. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff Nelson. Coach Pitt Whitney will join you and us in a moment. We're high atop today upstairs at the Sports Center of Connecticut due to some ice issues downstairs. So a little bit of a different view back to the old perch here in the broadcasting center that we built all those years ago. For the Eagles, coming off back-to-back losses over the weekend, first to SUNY Morrisville, followed by a 4-1 defeat to Buffalo State on Saturday. Not how the Eagles wanted to continue the homestand, this being Game 6 of the 6-game homestand. And Coach, as we bring you in, again, not what the Eagles are looking for out of the weekend, coming off those two big wins against Assumption, but the long break followed by the two losses. This is an opportunity to get back on track for another 10-day break and then really conference play the rest of the way. But really need to get back on track, get this homestand to 500, and restart their season as they get back into conference play.
Well, they do. And as we say, Jeff, you win and you learn, right? So with these non-conference games, hopefully players are learning certain things, watching video, shoring up their defense, because that's really the big thing that really kind of bit Post-University in this last game was their defensive play, and mostly their defensive play without the puck. Not necessarily defending when they're with players, but being able to have the head on a swivel, realize where everyone is. That's something that they need to shore up for sure, because there's a lot of similarities between these two teams. I mean, Post scores 1.8 goals a game right now. Western New England 1.9. Post scores 2.9, allows 2.9 goals a game. 3.9 is for winning. So, and actually their goaltending is good on both levels, for sure. And it's a question of, I think, who will play better in their defensive zone, who will stay out of the box, because both of these teams are fairly heavily penalized in their games. Post tends to retaliate sometimes too much, and Western New England plays a very heavy game. So it'll be interesting to see how we approach this, how we attack it, and some new players in the lineup that have gotten some opportunities in the past, but they get a new opportunity today, and see what they do with it.
Friday was, as Coach Richter and I had spoken about, was almost like a sleepwalking event for the Eagles in their loss to SUNY Morrisville. Saturday they played better, but really a 10-minute stretch early in the third period doomed them with 4 goals by Buffalo State. That sort of took the remaining air out of the balloon, despite teams being scoreless for the first 2 periods. What's the step up for today? Obviously, another non-conference game, and as you mentioned, winning breeds further steps, but really need more of an attitude sort of adjustment in how they come out in this game. You don't want to get down 1-0, 2-0 early, then have to fight back and have that air go out of the balloon again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very skilled team, but at the end of the day, you have to execute. So that's what I see. I see that first period against Buffalo State was a good period where didn't really get anything to show for it, but you were on the right track. You were playing inside the dots, you were putting pucks to the net, hit a couple of posts that you could have easily been up 1 or 2-0. So they need to play that way offensively, and defensively, you need to play with a little bit of an edge. Like I say, you need to know where your opponent is, head on a swivel. If you're standing in front of the net and it's 5-on-5 and there's nobody near you, that means there's somebody open. You got to find someone. It's more about manning up and closing those gaps, taking away that time and space, as opposed to playing more of a zone kind of a defense.
For Western New England, they come in 3-7-1 overall, 1-6-1 in the Conference of New England. They're currently last in that conference. They're coming off back-to-back losses against number 15 Endicott College over in December. So this is their first game after the long break. We talked about how Post needed to come out on Friday. How do they come out? They've had even a longer break, and this is their first game in over a month.
Yeah, it's the same thing we actually saw at Buffalo State. Buffalo State came out in that first period, and Post was able to attack, and it took them a little bit to get their legs, which they certainly did in especially in that third period, the way they got it all going. So I think it's going to be a similar thing. I think Post, you've got to try to get on this team early and get a lead and force them to play from behind.
A Wednesday afternoon in January game, modest crowd on hand as The younger kids are back at school. College kids are not yet, and depending on what college you go to, you may be back as soon as next week, and if not, you may be back as soon as 2 weeks. So if you're listening to us wherever you are across the country, around the world, on campus, or around the state, we appreciate you for joining us here this afternoon for NCAA Division II hockey as the Eagles host the Golden Bears of Western New England. Starting lineups brought to you by Post University. It's application season time again, so time to look at Post University and apply, because for you, Post is personal. For more information on all the Post degree programs, visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. As we mentioned, the visitors from Western New England University, the Golden Bears, they will start in goal. And unfortunately, they gave us an eye chart of a roster, which makes this 10 times more entertaining. But Scaglione will be in goal. He is from Ardmore, Pennsylvania, 5'10", 165. He's 0-1-0 on the season with a 5.72 goals against average and an .875 save percentage. This is his second game of the season in goal. His defensive combination is Jimmy Mettler, 6'1", 185 out of the Bronx, New York, and Jake Mendenzun, 6'4", 195, the assistant captain out of Methuen, Massachusetts. On forward line, on left wing, Everett Schneider, 5'5", 165 out of San Antonio, Texas. Camille Marcoux, 5'9", 185 out of Goose Bay, Newfoundland, Canada. And Aaron Racino, 5'8", 150 out of New Haven, Connecticut. Their head coach is Mike Young. For the Eagles, with a roster that's not so much of an eye chart, in goal will be Ben Cunine. He's 4-3 on the season, 5'10", 165 out of Pembroke Pine, Florida. A 2.43 goals against average and a .944 save percentage for Ben. He last played on Friday in the 2-0 loss. His defensive combination will be Ryan O'Connell, the junior out of Carmel, New York, 6'1", 176, and Tommy Bice, the assistant captain, the senior, 6', 200 out of Holland, Michigan. Of note, before we finish, Trey Delory not in the lineup today. Captain Delory, a healthy scratch today. Forwards, a different version of the run PMC line, as Mateo Pecco scored the long goal over the weekend, the 5'8", 160 junior out of Bolton, Ontario. Connor McCowell moves down to keep the run PMC version of the line in effect. The sophomore out of Grosse Pointe, Michigan, 6', 188. Hugh McQuegan has moved up to the third line. And Nate McDevitt, 5'11", 185 out of Southington, Connecticut, the junior, rounds out the newer and updated version of Run PMC. The head coach in year 3, Tim Ricker, assistant coach Andy DeAngelis, and Brandon Brown. Last game for the Eagles of the 6-game homestand, and last game before they start conference play, and a last game for 10 days, as they won't play again until a week from Friday up at Franklin Pierce. And now we rise for the playing of our national anthem. Our national anthem on a Wednesday afternoon here in January, here in Shelton, Connecticut, high atop the Twin Rinks once again, upstairs at the Sports Center of Connecticut for today's non-conference interdivision game between Western New England, the Golden Bears, and your Eagles. Golden Bears, as their name would imply, in the gold and blue uniforms. Will go right to left as you look at your screen and dial. They have the blue helmets, blue pants, and gold everything else. I do like the golden pads on Luca Scaglione, the goaltender. That's a good old sort of Vancouver Canuck look. While the Eagles will go left to right wearing their home whites, and Ben Kunin in goal for the Eagles, the NE10 leader in shots per game stopped and second in save percentage. Eagles looking to get back on track, as are Western New England. Two very, very similar teams. Again, Eagles 4-9 overall, 3-5 in the NE10. Western New England is 3-7 overall, 1-6-1 in the Conference of New England. The updated run PMC on the ice for the Eagles. Connor McCall will take the faceoff against Camille Marcoux, and we are underway here on a Wednesday afternoon in Connecticut. Puck played at center by McDevitt, who rimmed it around the boards to the far side corner. McCall in there fighting. Pekka in there to help as well, but Marcoux comes away with it, and he'll skate out to center. He's a quick pass on right wing up for Racino, who had a chop back away to Pekka, and he'll dump it in, go off on a line change. Both teams changing lines 30 seconds into period number 1. Picked up by Mendenzun, their leading scorer, gets it to center, tied for their leading scorer with Dawson. Dumps it into the Eagles zone. Eagles want to play out of their zone more than they did over the weekend. As down goes Beckett, who blew a tire, but he gets back up and takes a bouncing shot toward the net, sticked away by Scaglione. Now back to the point to Kennedy. He'll take a long shot that gets deflected high and into the netting on the near side wall. Coach, as we mentioned, the Eagles want to stay out of their own zone. They gave up a ton of shots over the weekend again, even after the weekend to Assumption where they won, but can't sustain that many shots per game over the course of the rest of the season.
No, and you want to have a goaltender who is good and can stop pucks, but you don't want to have a goaltender that necessarily has to stop the pucks every time. You want to play in front of them and put the pressure on them.
Clean win by Murray off the faceoff, and a shot by Kimball got deflected wide and brought out by Western New England to center before rolling off the stick and on to Rieger. Rieger and Kennedy, both plus players for the Eagles so far. Kennedy among the top 10 in the NE10 in plus minus, I believe at a +6 right now. Giveaway as the Golden Bears made a line change, but then the Eagles gave it right back to Dawson, who rimmed it around, kept in by Glassard. Glassard, 6'7", with a nice leave, looking for Santoro, looking to pick the corner, and he just shot it high as he had a corner and went for it. As Scaglione, only 5'10", one of the shorter goaltenders the Eagles have seen this season. Played around the boards by Meyer. Back to the point, shot from the point, gets blocked off a leg, then deflected off Santoro and brought out to center by Calvanese. Calvanese dumps it in, Blodgett touches the puck for the first, Kunin touches the puck for the first time today. And as you know, throughout the games over the years, we talk about the Zamboni corner. Downstairs, it's occasionally interesting because it's a little more flat. Upstairs, there's a lot more to be said in that far Zamboni corner inside the Eagles zone, so pay attention to that, as this is the first game the Eagles have played up here. I believe they played one game up here last year as well, so first game in over a year that they've had to play a game up here. Rimmed around Racino, number 88, back to the point. Tried to take a return pass from Schneider, went off his leg. Eagles trying to bounce it out, but Racino keeps it in. Racino gives it into the slot area for a shot taken by Mettler that got deflected over the net. Now O'Connell fighting behind his net, gives it to McCall. McCall, nice pass over for Bice, but goes off his skate instead of his stick and rolled all the way in to the Bear zone. Mettler and Mendenzun play catch. Mendenzun looking for a player out of the center. He finds him in Marcoux, but then Marcoux sent it right back into the zone to McCall, so no offsides because it was returned in by the Bears. Mendenzun will try the other side, looking for Racino, 88. Tries to feed it up the middle, but then gave it away just outside the blue line and dumped back in by O'Connell, and the Eagle defense will change as McQuegan out there for the first time. Scotty Swain chasing after the puck, but before he gets there, Bolak tried to center it in front of McQuegan and deflected out the center. And back to Rieger. Expect to see Rieger and Kennedy play heavy minutes today for the Eagles. McQuegan lays a big hit behind the net on Bliss. And the puck sent back to center. Here come the Eagles again. McQuegan on a bit of a break. He gets taken down, then gets back up. No call as Van Sumeren plays it out to center. It bounces off a stick and into the Eagle zone where Schmidt tries to play it. Schmidt tries to get it back to the point. He does. Sends D to Bliss. Bliss had to roll off his stick. that was Logan. Had it roll off his stick. That's 15, not 25. And into the far side zone now, Van Sumeren feeds it to the point, looking for a shot of Logan that went high and wide, and back to the point on the other side to Byer. Byer goes center point, looks toward the net with a low shot. It bounces to Van Sumeren with a wrist shot right on, stopped by Kunin, who got over to make a nice save on the shot from the top of the near circle by Van Sumeren. Eagles will get it out to center and all the way down. It might not get there for icing, and it won't. So Schmidt will have to play as the Eagles do a full line change, but the first big save of the game by Ben Kunin on a nice setup by the Bears inside the Eagle zone. Puck played back into the Eagle zone. In the Bear zone. That's going to be an icing. Coach Ben's first big save of the game on a nice setup to Van Sumeren.
Yeah, and that's what, to get themselves going, that's what Western England needs to do. Simplify and just get some pucks through. And it's actually good for Ben, too, right? You don't want to go too long if you're a goaltender and not feel the puck.
Ben, who has been excellent, made 94 saves over the weekend against Assumption in December, and then had to make another 43, I believe, on Friday in the 2-0 loss against SUNY Morrisville. Face-off won, but taken away by Glassrud. And Glassrud feeds a nice pass ahead to Beckett. Beckett one-on-one tries to make a fancy move. It's with Glassrud, and he scores! Beckett tried to make a move. It got rolled off his stick, but Glassrud kept moving forward, found the puck between the circles, and ripped it by Scaglione, and a big goal for the Eagles. You can see the emotion on their bench as Tanner Glassrud picks up his second goal of the season at 4:41, and the Eagles have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a really good job of playing inside the dots, and hats off to Tanner for reading the play and jumping in and catching the Western New England players kind of napping there, puck watching instead of seeing who was coming.
You can see the emotion on the Eagle bench. That was exactly what we were talking about, both in the pregame and even off mic beforehand, getting that first goal and getting that balloon filled up again, because you felt like if they got down early, that balloon might get let out. But Glassrud is second of the season from Beckett, and it was Glassrud who made the pass to Beckett in the first place, as Beckett tried to make a move, and puck laid there in the slot. And good for Glassrud to keep going. Sometimes those defensemen stop and just let the offensive player do his job. But he found the puck, and that's got to be a sight, seeing a 6'7" guy on skates 15 feet out shooting the puck at you, Coach.
Yeah, Post has the talent on their defenders to jump into play like that, and as you can see, finish when they get the opportunity.
Takes over the team lead in defenseman goal scoring, does Tanner Glassrud, with his second of the season. Back the other way come the Eagles again, in over the line with a backhand shot. Stop, rebound. Santoro tried to center in front for Meyer after a nice play by Norling. And Eagles, you can see a little bit of skip in their step right now after getting that early goal. Officially, Glassrud his second from Beckett at 4:41.
Yeah, and it works both ways. We talk about the importance of the next two shifts after a goal. If you're the goal scorer, to keep pushing, and if you're defenders, to defend.
Swain in the draw for the Eagles, wins it to McQuegan. McQuegan takes a shot toward the net, looking for a deflection more than anything else, and it gets rimmed around and played by Racino. Racino tried to pop it to center. Good job by the Eagles to keep it in. Racino gets it again. Sends a cross-ice pass to nobody, and Glassrud will rim it back in around the boards past Scaglione. In the far side corner, McQuegan had to roll off a stick to Racino, and he'll come out with it 3-on-3 to Marcoux. Marcoux over to Schneider. Schneider over the line with the shot that's gloved by Ben, as Marcoux standing in his crease next to him, but Ben makes another save. 6:11 in the period one, 1-0 Eagles. Good three-man rush by Western New England.
Yeah, that's a good solid save by Ben, no question. But I don't like seeing the Western New England forwards getting behind the D like that. I think they need to keep themselves between their goaltender and the defender.
Schneider and McCall in the draw to the right of Kunin. A whistle. And somebody's getting tossed. Looks like it's McCall, so McDevitt will jump in. The updated Run PMC, or today's version of the Run PMC, McCall, McDevitt, and Pekka. Shot from the point off the face-off win from Racino, stopped by Ben, as Kunin makes another swallow hole save 3 seconds after the last one. Back in the draw again to Ben's right. Won by Schneider, but won it over to where Rieger was standing, so Rieger technically gets the face-off. Bounced off Pekka, off that Zamboni door. where we'll have some fun today with some pucks over there. And here's Kennedy up to McDevitt. Bounces off McDevitt's stick. And in comes McCall with a long shot that gets deflected into the near side corner. Rimmed around to Marco. Marco tries to get away from Pekka. Pekka does a good job to step into it. Pekka, who got his first goal of the season on Saturday. And a shot from McCall goes off the leg of McDevitt, actually. Now McDevitt tries to turn again. In front, it goes off of Scaglione, who left the loose puck for a moment, but swallowed it whole. At 6:50 gone in period one, and a face-off to his right. As Luca Scaglione, the freshman out of Ardmore, Pennsylvania. He was 0-1-0 on the season with a 5.72 goals against average.
Yeah, and good shift there by that group. They're just common sense, putting pucks to the net, trying to gain some territory.
Another clean win by Murray in the draw, and another opportunity for Kimball. That one he fanned on, and then a puck sent out to center that was high stick by Kimball, which will lead to a face-off. Eagles' last game of a 6-game homestand that's lasted nearly a month and a half. And we'll start conference play in earnest. We'll regain conference play in earnest a week from Friday at Franklin Pierce, where the Eagles will look to move up the standings from 5th overall, but they're right back in it after their weekend with Assumption. A shot taken from the near side corner by Schmidt, stopped by Cunin hugging the post with Mastro Donato standing in front.
And good simple play. That's what if you're Western New England, that's what you have to do. You're trying to get your legs going here after a long layoff. Put pucks to the net, dry the net, see what you can come up with.
This line of Schmidt, Mastro Donato, and Van Summeren had some of the better opportunities for the Bears so far today. Eagles win that faceoff as Santoro wanted to Noble, rimmed it around too far for Norling, sent right back in, and both Glassroot and Noble will have to chase after it. Noble does a nice job to get away from Van Summeren. Puck sent out toward Norling at the point, but kept in again by Van Summeren. Noble will go to Glassroot, the goal scorer here for the Eagles. 1-0 Eagles. 7:30 gone in period number one. Puck kept in again. A low shot taken by Morgan, who's come on the ice, stopped by Cunin. Glassroot looking for Meyer, goes too far and behind him all the way out to center where Mettler will play it. Mettler needs a little back pass looking for Morgan. Sullivan left it there. Morgan tried to give it to Zdanowicz. Zdanowicz couldn't go any further, and the Eagles get the puck and send it back out the center where Norling chases after it. He's on right wing. Norling looking for Santoro. Finds Santoro cruising down the slot, trying to get it on his stick. He finally does with a backhand shot. That's stopped by Scaglione. Good job by Santoro to take kind of a bad pass, play it off his legs a couple of times and his stick, and then go through two defenders before getting a backhand, but very in tight, and Scaglione made the save.
Yeah, Post can take advantage right now, I think, of pushing the pace against these defenders that are giving them just a little bit too much time, a little bit too much space, and Post can take advantage of that.
Scotty Swain in the draw against Morgan to the right of Scaglione. Won by the Eagles, but won so well it got sent all the way down the ice. Kennedy being traced by Zdanowicz. Fanned on his pass. Zdanowicz gets an opportunity to center it out in front, and he did. Nice passing in front, but Ben stands tall right in the crease. He makes a left pad save and covers the puck on a flubbed play by Kennedy, and a nice setup there to Justin Sullivan, the assistant captain out of Quincy, Massachusetts, who had a wide open shot from about 20 feet out, but Ben, deep in his crease, made a good save there. Eagles win the draw to Tommy Bice, who rimmed it around the Bolak. Bolak, though, had a bounce off his stick and sent it right back into Morgan. Morgan leaves it for Sullivan, but good job by O'Connell to step in the way, get it up to Bolak, who has an opportunity to get it out, and he does. Nice little pass up to McQuegan. McQuegan 2-on-1 if Swain kept going. McQuegan takes a shot, a low shot, looking for a rebound more than anything else by McQuegan. Stopped by Scaglione, who left the rebound, but no Eagle over there on the far side with the wide open net, and the puck gets sent out the center and all the way down for an icing. Good job there by Hugh McQuegan to take that low shot, Coach. Not as much looking to score, but looking for that rebound.
No, that was a smart play. He pulled up, took a little time and space, waited, put the puck, nice little far pad shot, just looking for somebody to tap that in. So smart play by Hugh for sure.
Macau, McDevitt, Pekka out for the Eagles. Face off against Dawson of Western New England. To the right of Scaglione. Won by Dawson, but Pekka and McDevitt end up with the puck back to the point to Noble on left point. Noble looking for a lane, finds a lane, takes a shot, but it deflects off Macau into the near side corner. Pekka goes back to the point to Noble, keeps it in, tries to feed Pekka again, pops free into the slot, and then brought down the ice. And a long pass ahead looking for a breaking Zdanowicz. They had him, but a little bit too far, so Zdanowicz will go from near to far around the net. He gets taken down by Noble. Now 4 players behind the net fighting for it, including Glassrud, Zdanowicz, Noble, and Dawson. Eagles come away with it to Macau, and out to center he goes. He'll dump it in. McDevitt will chase after it. They dump it in off of Scaglione, who makes a stick save and leaves it for Bliss, his defenseman. Out to center and in over the line comes Western New England with a chop shot toward the net, stopped by Kunin as Calvanese had an opportunity, and out comes Rieger. Rieger gets the center, looking for Kimball over the line. They say onside. Kimball takes a hit, leaves the puck though for Murray. Murray tried to dump it down the line, couldn't get it there, with Kimball being checked heavily by Patricia. So no action there, but back comes Kimball over the line with a shot again toward the net, and they score! It went between the pads of Scaglione, and for Holden Beckett, his first goal of the season. Let's see if there was a deflection. Maybe Murray got it, to be fair. I think it's Connor Murray, actually, as Beckett took the shot. It went between the pads, and I think Murray may have gotten a stick on it. And at 10:08, the Eagles have a 2-0 lead. So give the goal officially to Murray, his third of the season, from Beckett, who's got 2 assists already in this game. And we're barely halfway through the first period, and the Eagles have a 2-0 lead, Coach.
Yeah, exactly what they're looking for. Take advantage of a goaltender that hasn't played a lot. Team hasn't played a lot. Get pucks to the net. Keep it simple. Keep grinding.
There should be a second assist on that goal. We'll see who officially gets it momentarily. But for the moment, they're going to give it to Murray, his third of the season, from Beckett at 10:08. Eagles with a 2-0 lead, something they haven't had since the Assumption game. Now a centering pass in front as Mettler tried to get it there. Couldn't get it through. Mettler ends up with the puck again, sends it toward the net. It goes off Meyer and rolls on to Kunin, who will stop play with 9:04 to go in period number 1. Eagles with a 2-0 lead here. And as we talked in the pregame show, Coach, Western New England doesn't score a ton of goals either. Their first game off a break, maybe a good opportunity for the Eagles to keep this push and this momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, the game for the Eagles simplify, and I think there's a little more time and space. I think they could hold on to pucks a little bit longer, get some support, and make some plays.
But 2 good plays by Holden Beckett, the freshman out of Craig, Colorado, has got 2 assists in the first period, 1 on the Tanner Glassrud goal and 1 here on the Connor Murray goal. Out comes Rieger to center. Dumps it in over the line. Norling goes after. He lays a big hit on Logan behind the play, and the puck sent all the way down, but deflected, so no icing. So Rieger will have to get there and win the race. He does. He takes a big hit from Schmidt, gets back up, and Santoro comes away with the puck looking for Norling. A little bit too far, and back to the defense of Byer. Byer dumps it all the way in. This will be another icing with 8:34 to go in period 1. 2-0 Eagles. Crowd's starting to fill in a little bit here on a Wednesday afternoon. A lot of students in attendance, so better than you think for a Wednesday afternoon crowd, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're starting to find their way back to campus little by little as for them the winter break slowly coming to a close.
Face-off 1 into the far side corner by the Bears, but the Eagles doing a good job of forechecking, force a turnover out the center where Glassrud will play it at the red line. He'll dump it back in. Glassrud to open the scoring at 4:41. Rimmed it all the way around. Macau tried to play it back to the point. He got it to the point to Noble. Take a fluttering shot that's swallowed by Scaglione. With 8:15 to go in the first period, 2-0 Eagles. Face off to the right of Scaglione. After this game, Western New England will travel to SUNY Morrisville I believe later this week they play SUNY Morrisville up in Morrisville. Face-off won again by Murray to Kimball for the third time. A clean win by Murray to Kimball for an opportunity. And that one got blocked. He had a shot on, he had a shot fanned on, and he had a shot blocked so far on those 3 face-off wins did Kimball. Puck into the near side corner, played by Zdanovic, tries to get it out, but Beckett does a good job. Beckett trying to play it back to the point. He gets hammered on the wall. Murray on his knees, but a hand pass for the effort of getting hit on the half wall by Kingsbury leads to a face-off outside the zone. Murray on the draw again, wins that one again towards Beckett this time, but puck got sent down by Zdanovic into the Eagle zone. O'Connell behind his own net, looks for Tommy Bice. Bice tries to get it up the wall. He finds Beckett, goes off his leg. Kimball gets to it, dumps it down around, and Beckett will chase after it as the forward line changes behind him. Nice reversed flow play, though, by the Bears, and they'll bring it out to center. Quick pass up to Morgan. Morgan tries to bring it in over the line. He did momentarily, but McQuegan took it away. And then a nice move by Scotty Swain and a 3-man rush by the Eagles. Now a 4-man rush. Swain over the line for Bice. Bice with a shot in the middle of the circles. A high wrist shot stopped by Scaglione as a good 3-man rush there by the Eagles. Get a good opportunity inside the Bears zone.
It was good patience by Tommy there to kind of let the flow come past a little bit to create a shooting lane that he took advantage of.
Another solid opportunity there by the Eagles so far here in the first period. Face off to the right of Scaglione between Dawson and Swain. One cleanly by Swain. Back to Rieger toward the point with a fluttering shot, gloved by Scaglione. Looking more for a tip than anything else, but a shot on goal nonetheless. And the two will rematch to the right of Scaglione, Will Swain and Dawson. Face-off won again by Swain. Puck sent toward the net by McQuegan. Stopped again, and we'll do it all over again, Coach.
Yeah, from the standpoint of Western New England, you're not going to necessarily win every draw, but you can't lose them clean. That's going to come back to bite you eventually.
And Dawson being kicked out of the face-off, replaced by Patricia. Eagles sort of won it to the far side, but nobody there, so Western New England able to play it out to center. Puck stopped right before entering the Eagle line. McQuegan stepped up to play it toward Swain. Swain makes a fancy move around the defense. In there with a shot, stopped by Scaglione as Swain made a fancy move around Mettler. Had an opportunity as he was breaking in toward the goal, and a nice stop there by Scaglione to keep this 2-0. Brought back in by Western New England over the line with a shot toward the net as Dawson rimmed it around, kept in momentarily for Mettler, and then it gets sent out to center. In his own zone, Patricia rimmed it all the way around looking for Dawson. He found Dawson, but the only one there behind him were Eagles, and Noble took it away and gave it to Glassrud. Glassrud behind his own net with 6:20 to go in the first period. 2-0 Eagles on goals by Tanner Glassrud, his second, and Connor Murray, his third. Glassrud to Noble, looking for a cross-ice pass, but dangerously gave it away. Walking in with a shot and stopped from the top of his crease was Kunin as Everett Snyder stole a dangerous cross-ice pass. The 5'5", 165 junior out of San Antonio, Texas, one of the team leader in goals. He's second, tied for second in goals with 3. Walked in and took a wrist shot from about 30 feet out on Kunin, who came out to the top of his crease to make that save.
Yeah, Ben stepped up big there, and again, get your head up before you make a play.
Santoro in his own zone looking for Norling. It rolled off his stick into the Bear zone. Norling will chase after it, but the Bears give it away to Santoro, who will rim it back around the boards, but Norling has to tag up. Meyer, after the tag up, goes in, stops the puck in the near side corner, rims it into the corner where Santoro will pick it up. Santoro is looking to find Pekka cruising down the slot, but couldn't get the puck there. And out comes Western New England, who turned it over at the Eagle line and sent back into the Bear zone as the Eagles will change up the rest and bring out the updated Run PMC line as Pekka will watch Logan behind his own net with 5:30 to go in the first period. 2-0 Eagles. Long pass deflected into the air and all the way down. This won't be an icing because it was deflected, and O'Connell will have to pick it up behind his own net, avoid Marcoux, and come out the other side. He gives it to Pekka. Pekka tried to go cross ice, but then gave it away to Van Sumeren, who will send it right back in. Van Sumeren, who had one of the better opportunities for the Bears early on in this game, that Cunin was able to stop. Mastro Donato plays catch, picks it up at center, trying to get ahead of steam, gives it up on right wing, and in over the line of Van Sumeren, who loses the puck to Tommy Bice. Played behind the net to Rieger, who will come out the near side, looking for a pass. Instead, he'll carry it out to the red line. He dumps it in behind the net of Scaglione. Eagles get there first as Pekka tried to leave it, but gloved by Scaglione at the side of the net before the Eagles could do anything offensive. With 4:44 to go in period 1, 2-0 Eagles. Stay with us in the first intermission. We'll go around the post-university sports scene here on a Wednesday afternoon in January, a hockey day here in Connecticut.
Yeah, right now Post is doing a good job of pushing the pace, and Western New England struggling a little bit defensively to counteract that.
Murray with the Nico Grolman move ahead, looking for a centering pass versus a shot. He made the move and had the centering pass, but no other Eagle was on the far side of the crease. But Murray's been excellent in the draw today. That's 4 or 5 clean wins he's had so far in the first period. Zdanowicz leaves it for Morgan. Over the line, gets taken out of the play nicely by Murray. Then a big hit over in the Zamboni corner on Kennedy, who's slow to get up. He is able to get up. Trying to get the puck out is Kimball. He did. Left it for Beckett. Then a nice takeaway by Rieger. Rieger on a 3-man rush in over the line on right wing. Rieger looking to drop the puck. Fan on 2 passes looking for Kimball. Murray comes down to help out. He tries to go back to Rieger with Fan on a shot, and out to center the puck goes with Dawson. Dawson brings it into the Eagle zone, dumps it behind the net. But Ryan Mosher on the ice for the first time today, the senior out of Queensbury, New York. He takes the puck ahead, and out come the Eagles on a 3-man rush. Mosher takes a shot as he closed in on a little give-and-go play with Swain. And Mosher took a shot from the top of the far circle, stopped by Scaglione. With 3:41 to go in the first period, 2-0 Eagles.
And that's the kind of play that Post needs to do with their forwards this game and moving forward, is shoot the puck, but also drive the net looking for your rebound.
Swain, McQuegan, and Mosher the line out for the Eagles right now, as Mosher's taking Bolak's spot on this line. Puck behind the net played by Dawson. He'll get the puck out the center before the Eagles turn it over, and back the other way comes Patricia on a backhand centering pass looking for somebody but nowhere near anybody, and went all the way to the far side of the ice. Good job to keep it in momentarily, but an excellent job by Glassrud again to step up and pick the puck and then go skating offensively. He gets taken down, and that leads the Eagles to their first power play of the game as Calvanese gets 2 minutes for tripping at 16:43. That'll send the Eagles to the man advantage first time today, and Tanner Glassrud's got his legs under him for sure today, Coach.
He does. And right now it's a good opportunity for Post, with Western New England a little bit back on their heels right now, wanting to get out of this period.
Eagles 1 for 38 on the man advantage. That's 2.6%, dead last in the conference. While on the penalty kill, Western New England 73 for 94, 81.7%. That's 5th in the Conference of New England. So the Eagles looking to get a power play goal with a nice pass to Rieger, cruising down the slot with a shot that goes off the body of Scaglione into the netting behind him. Nice save by Scaglione there, and good setup by the Eagles finding the open man and taking the shot.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you talk about your penalty killers, and you need your goaltender to be your best penalty killer.
1:40 to go on the man advantage, 2:57 to go in the first period, 2-0 Eagles, and what a power play goal would do for the psyche of this team going into NE10 play starting a week from Friday. Well, restarting a week from Friday. The Eagles have obviously played several NE10 games so far. Puck sent all the way down the ice to Cunin, who will set it up for Rieger, who's being chased by Morgan. Almost gave it away, but Rieger came out the near side with the puck and skating ahead. Rieger goes across the ice looking for Kimball. He'll rim it down around the boards. Santoro tried to get there first. It was taken by the Bears, but Santoro does a good job to keep it in the zone momentarily, and Mettler will try the other side. Goes high off the glass and out the center and all the way down. Cunin will come out to play it away from Schneider, who will send it all the way around. Gets it to Kennedy right at the blue line. Kennedy picks it up and gives it to Tommy Bice. He makes a fancy move at center, gets around the blue line, but then gave the puck up, and it gets sent all the way back down as the Eagles were changing some players behind the play. And 50 seconds remain on the Eagles' first power play of the game. 2 minutes to go in period number 1, 2-0 Eagles. O'Connell to Bice. Bice goes across the ice to Norling. Norling with some speed up on left wing and over the line, looking to go around the net. Tried to center it out in front, but got taken down. Kept in the zone by Swain. Swain to Bice, who moves to center point, looking for a lane. Gives to Swain, closing into the far circle with a shot that goes off the post. O'Connell picks it up to Bice with a one-timer shot that gets deflected and rolled in, and somehow Scaglione got on top of it. It looked like he fell more than dove on it. But Swain, driving in from the left wing, hit the post as he cruised in with an opportunity. Again, the Eagles getting opportunities, just aren't able to get one past Scaglione.
Yeah, good pressure by Post, finding those shooting lanes and taking advantage of them.
Schneider and Murray on the draw. Murray finally loses one as the puck gets sent around the net to Norling. Norling in the near side corner, fighting off Mendenzun. Bears come away with it with 10 seconds remaining on a man advantage, and out comes Marcoux. Marcoux at center over the line with a wrist shot that goes wide, and the power play will expire for the Eagles, 0 for 1. But a 2-on-1 opportunity as the penalty expires for Murray. Rolls off his stick. Murray picks it up, looking for a skating Norling, and it just goes wide. Puck sent toward the net by McDevitt, fanned on his pass, and sent out the center by the Bears, and the Eagles will have to tag up. It actually went off of Norling. So called an offsides, but a good 2-on-1 by Norling and Murray. Puck just rolled off of Murray's stick. Then he looked for Norling, and Norling went flying by with 65 seconds to go in the first period. Eagles 0 for 1 on the man advantage. That moves them to 1-39 on the man advantage. Face-off won by Mastrodonato. Dumped in by the Bears all the way around the boards into that Zamboni corner where Mastrodonato plays it first. He body checks off Noble. Glassroot, though, picks up the puck fighting off Van Sumeren. Van Sumeren 6'5", Glassroot 6'7", so a battle of the bigs. Van Sumeren back to the point to Mettler. Mettler avoids the skating of McDevitt, closes in on the near circle, goes back behind his back to Mastrodonato, goes back to Van Sumeren. They play catch. Here's Mastrodonato with a wrist shot from the top of the near circle, gloved by Kunin with 34.4 seconds to go in the first period, and first opportunity for the Bears to have offensive zone time in a while. Good shot there, and a big stop by Ben.
Yeah, just moving that puck is a difference maker, right? Find those lanes, shoot those pucks, and Ben up to the challenge.
Morgan, Zdanowicz, and Sullivan out for the Bears. Santoro in the draw for the Eagles. Won by the Bears. Zdanowicz rimmed it around for Sullivan. Sullivan looking out in front of Morgan, but checked off by Kennedy. Puck comes free to Rieger. Looking for Meyer. It goes off Meyer's stick, and Zdanowicz tries to reverse the flow in front of Morgan, who takes a shot and a big right pad save by Kunin, who had that pad out, and Morgan sort of shot it into it. If he had just gotten it up a little bit, he had some space there, and the Eagles get it out the center with 10 seconds left. Norling looks like he's just happy killing the clock. He goes to Kennedy with 5, escapes the hit with 3, and that will end period number 1. A good period overall by the Eagles, something they can build on. You could see the big gasp of just letting all that frustration out on the Glassroot goal that opened the scoring at 4:41, and then just under 6 minutes later, Connor Murray gets his 3rd of the season to make it 2-0. A couple of assists for Holden Beckett, the freshman out of Craig, Colorado, and the Eagles come out of this period up 2-0.
Yeah, I think Post is playing very well. They're taking the neutral zone away from Western New England, sort of frustrating him in there a little bit, forcing him to dump pucks and try to recover and make plays. So overall, the better the play, obviously, up 2-0 goes to Post. But we'll see, again, the second period, right? That's always enjoy that period because it seems to be one of those periods where we get that little lull, and who's going to jump on that?
So a solid first period by the Eagles. And they'll go into the dressing room leading 2-0 after one period. We'll come back in 2 with a look around the post-university sports scene here in the first period. Coach and I will be back for the second period, but we'll come back for the intermission. In 2 minutes, you're listening and watching the Post-University Hockey on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. First intermission here back at the Sports Center of Connecticut. High atop today at the Twin Rinks here at Shelton, Connecticut. I'm Jeff Nelson. First period intermission, as always, we look around the post-university sports scene. That's brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey to women's hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on post-university athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all of your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. And we thank you for listening wherever you are around the country this afternoon. I know we're getting text messages from people down in Riverview, Florida, who are enjoying themselves today in the 70-degree weather. I can tell you it's about 20 degrees up here and really, really cold.
Yes, with the wind chill, not very nice.
Yes, we all don't have lightning season tickets, as some people do.
Well, yeah.
But first we'll start off with the football team, who had 4 players named to the CSC Academic All-District team. So congratulations to running back Isaiah Emanuel, senior defensive lineman Kawaku Agaman, sophomore safety Travis Manguel Jr., and senior outside linebacker Amir Johnson, who all qualified for that list. In order to qualify, student athletes must complete 90% of their institution's games, contests, sets played, or must start in at least 66% of the games and contests, in addition to achieving a high level of academic success in the classroom. This is the second time that Emanuel and Agaman have been honorees, while representing the first time in which Johnson and Manguel Jr. made the CSC All-District team during their time at Post University. The entire list of honorees, which includes NCAA Division I, II, and III, as well as NAIA programs, can be viewed on posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. On the men's basketball side, Harrison Warnock earns CACC Honor Roll recognition for the second time this season. The graduate student has been named to the CACC Weekly Honor Roll for the second time after turning in his third double-double of the year, as announced by the league on Monday afternoon. Warnock recorded his third double-double in the lone game against Holy Family as he defeated Holy Family 73-58. The graduate student finished with 46.2% shooting from the floor, going 6 for 13 overall, with 1 3-point shot for 19 points while grabbing 12 rebounds in the 15-point victory for the Eagles. They next play on Wednesday night at Southern Connecticut State University. The Eagles are 3-3 all-time against the Owls, and this will mark the first time in program history in which they are not playing at a neutral site, as all 5 of the previous matchups took place in Bridgeport, with one other meeting taking place in Orangeburg, New York. So the men's basketball first, congratulations to Harrison Warnock. Second, men's basketball team Wednesday at Southern Connecticut to take on the Owls. As for the Post women's basketball team, they didn't fare as well at Holy Family. Holy Family ranked in the top 25. They're currently 20th in the nation, defeated the Lady Eagles by 23, 68-45. Really, this game was a matter of the second half. The Eagles actually led 26-25 at halftime, but were outscored by 24 points in the second half. With the loss, the Eagles fall to 2-12 on the season, 1-2 in the CACC. Holy Family, as we said, ranked 20th, 10-3 overall, 2-0 in the CACC. Hannah Finnerty was one of 2 players in double digits for Post, scoring 11 points on 4 of 13 shooting, while Naj White had 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Lauren Palangio led all scorers with 15 points for Holy Family in just 16 minutes off the bench. The loss snapped a 2-game winning streak for the Eagles against Holy Family, who the Eagles had beaten in 3 of the previous 4 matchups after losing the first 30 matchups head-to-head, and after allowing 20-plus turnovers in each of their first 11 games. The Post-University offense had committed under 20 turnovers in each of the last 3, allowing only 17 in each of the last 2 games. Lady Eagles' next game starts a 2-game stretch at home at the Drubner Center. That'll be on Saturday, 1 p.m. against Chestnut Hill College. The Eagles snapped a 2-game losing streak against the Griffins last season with a 62-56 victory and own an all-time series lead of 9-8 against Chestnut Hill. The men will also be home on Saturday for their first home game after the break against Chestnut Hill. That game will be at 3 o'clock. So the women at 1, the men at 3. As for the women's hockey program, they are in the midst of a long homestand of their own, coming off a tough weekend of losses to RIT. They fell on Saturday to RIT 4-3 after losing on Friday 4-2 in a tough battle, but unfortunately the Eagles fell to 4-14-3 on the season, while RIT moved to 11-8-3. Eagles had a shorthanded goal in the game. They have 3 on the season as Rowan Ringer scored in the first period, marking the first time since 2018-2019 that the Eagles have had 3 shorthanded goals as a program. Ringer's shorthanded goal was her 7th of the season, and she now leads all players on the Eagles in goals scored, surpassing Julia Wysocki. This was the final non-conference game of the season for the Eagles, who finished 0-6 in non-conference action. They will next play on Friday, hosting St. Michael's here upstairs at the Sports Center of Connecticut. That game will be at 8 o'clock, and then they'll play game 2 of the 2-game set on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. So 8 p.m. Friday, 2:30 p.m. on Saturday for the women's hockey program, who are in the midst of a 6-game homestand of their own. They'll wrap up that homestand with games against Franklin Pierce and Assumption before finally hitting the road at the end of January. And again, 6 in a row at home, really 7 of 8 at home, as they only play 1 road game until February 7th against Stone Hill. That's your look around the post-university sports scene today, and that's brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From golf to football to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on post-university athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes with a recap of the first period. You're listening and watching to the post-university hockey on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Getting close to the start of the second period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Eagles lead the Golden Bears 2-0 on a goal by Tanner Glassroot, his second of the season, on a nice play as Holden Beckett, freshman from Colorado, skated in one-on-one, lost the puck, but Glassroot continuing down the ice as he set up the original pass, found a loose puck between the circles and ripped it by Luca Scaglione for his second goal of the season at 4:41 to give the Eagles a 1-0 lead and really just kind of let everybody breathe a little bit, and that gave the Eagles a 1-0 lead. And then just about 5.5 minutes later, Connor Murray deflecting in a shot by Holden Beckett as he took a shot from the right wing side, went between the pads of Scaglione and tipped in by Murray at 10:08 to give the Eagles a 2-0 lead for Murray, his third of the season. For Beckett, 2 assists in the first period. Eagles outshoot Western New England 16-11 and are solid in the faceoffs, 18-11 in the first period. Overall, not much to quibble about from the post side. A couple of opportunities from Western New England, Coach, but everything the Eagles wanted in a first period they got so far outside of probably a power play goal.
Yeah, so I think the important thing for Post is, 2-0 after one is great, but you have to sort of compartmentalize your games now and make this a 0-0 game going into the second period, and now you're going to work to win that second period and then hopefully do the same thing in the third period, because it's important as we get into conference play here, as we approach that, you got to play a full 60 minutes at the end of the day. I mean, it's, been said since the game started probably, but it's true. And with this team, it is a difference maker. They can't afford letdowns. They got to work, do the things that have been working well, and talk about what we can do to improve.
Teams take the ice for the start of the second period. I want to give a little shout out, though, to freshman goaltender Sam Edmonds, who, as we noted today, were upstairs here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. And while all of his teams rode the elevator from their locker room up to the second level, Sam, in full goaltender gear, hiked from the bottom level up the stairs with me when I got here today. And I'm going to tell you that's impressive because it's hard for me to walk those stairs.
That's awesome.
And he did it in full goaltender gear.
Yeah, that's a guy that is ready.
Definitely loose. I mean, if you've ever worn goaltender gear, you know how much that weighs. And for him to hike up the 9 flights of stairs to get up here and not ride the elevator with the other 15 guys who seemed like they piled themselves into that elevator was very impressive. So shout out to Sam Edmonds, the freshman out of Richmond Hill, Ontario, for hiking the stairs today. Face-off one as the Golden Bears will go left to right as you look at your dial. They're in the gold and blue with the blue helmets and blue pants. Eagles in the white going right to left. Here's McDevitt over the line on right wing. Looked to take a shot, instead went behind his back of the pass from McCowell. Gets pinched off the wall by Marcoux. McCowell picked it up on the half wall, looked to center into McDevitt, but instead the only one he found was Racino, and he carried it out the center before turning it over. Here's Mettler inside his own zone looking for Racino, had it taken away by O'Connell, and he feeds a nice pass to McDevitt. McDevitt tried to skate in over the blue line. He got chop-checked as he and Marcoux are going at it, and they'll go off on a line change. Over the line comes Racino, who takes a shot deflected into the netting on the near side wall. As again, crowd filing in nicely, a little bit more crowd than we expected here for a Wednesday afternoon contest. So kudos to everybody coming out in the cold weather and wind to come sit in a cold building and watch NCAA hockey on a Wednesday afternoon.
Still no better place to be.
Face off to the left of Ben Kunin, who's been good so far, stopping 12 shots on 12 opportunities. Puck just bounding inside the circle, and a shot taken dangerously through a screen by Sullivan, and Kunin ready for it. He makes a save there with 56 seconds gone in the second period. Puck just kind of laid there. Everybody was taking the man and the body. Nobody took the puck, and Sullivan found it and ripped it through legs, and a good save there by Ben. Puck comes free to center this time with Beckett ahead to Kimball. Kimball in over the line on the left wing. Takes the shot. Rebound. Lay there for Beckett. He couldn't find it, and out comes Western New England. Zdanowicz had it roll off his stick, but a good setup there by Kimball and Beckett, who played well today. Puck stolen away by Murray. Here's Connor Murray breaking in over the line. He spins away, goes back to Kennedy with a long shot from the top of the left point. Right on. Good setup there. First on the Beckett and Kimball setup, and then following Kennedy back to Murray with 1:23 gone in the second. Two good opportunities by the Eagles, Coach.
Yeah, it was a good play by Connor there. Little turn, a little Gretzky up the wall, look for somebody. Nice shot to get through.
Santoro and Dawson. Dawson also 6'5", 207 from Alberta, Canada. And he looks all of 6'5". Taken down in the near side corner by Kingsbury was Meyer. He gets back up, and now Western New England tries to get it out of the zone. They do with a pass up to Calvanese. Calvanese dumps it in. Good play by Cunin to come out to get it. Reverses the flow to Glassrud. Glassrud in his own zone. Pushes off one forechecker in Patricia. Goes back behind his net and will start again. Gives it to Noble. Noble looking out for Santoro. Gets it to Santoro in his own zone. Feeds a nice pass to Norling. Two-man rush over the line. Norling takes a shot off the blocker and pad of Scaglione and out into the netting behind him, as Scaglione didn't seem prepared for that wrist shot, but managed to get the blocker side part of his arm on it and hit it into the netting behind him.
Yeah, that was a good play by Post. Goaltender looking for a pass, and quick release almost caught him by surprise.
Face off to the right of Scaglione between Schneider and Swain. Won by the Eagles, McQuegan. McQuegan tries to get it back to the point, instead goes behind the net with it. Good fight by Swain to kick it in the Zamboni corner. Bolak goes back to the point to Bice. Bice, D to O'Connell on the left side. Takes a shot toward the net looking for the deflection of Swain. He got it, but it went behind the net and around. McQuegan keeps it in momentarily, gives it away to Marcoux. Tries to get it out of the zone to Racino, and he does. Over the line is Racino. Number 88 takes a shot toward the net, blocked away easily by Cunin. To the far side, Mettler. Mettler rimmed it around the boards, looking for Racino on the near side. Now into the corner. Spins away from the check of O'Connell. Goes back toward the corner as they run the cycle to the Golden Bears, as Schneider rolls off a stick to Swain, and Bice had it roll past him to Bolak. Bolak looking to get it out. Dangerously puts it in the middle of the ice, but gets out the center and out of the Eagle zone. Right back in comes Mendenzun, who is tied for the team lead in points with 7, all assists. He's got no goals on the season. Good check by Pekka on Racino, had to force the turnover, and the puck goes all the way back to the Golden Bears at their own zone, but then they give it away on a nice steal, and in over the line on the left lane comes McDevitt with a shot. Good shot low, just above the pad, and a nice stop there by Scaglione. Nice save on a nice little wrist shot by McDevitt. Pekka fighting for it out there, trying to keep it in. He does momentarily. Bears try to get it out as Racino pushed down to the ground. 5'9", 150. He got thrown down to the ice. Schmidt behind his own net, centers it in front, looking for McCall. The Bears were changing behind him, and here comes McDevitt on a 3-man rush. In over the line was McDevitt, close to being offsides, but not. Pekka had it roll off his stick as he tried to turn around with it. And then a dangerous pass up the middle, kept in by Rieger. He couldn't keep it in long enough for an opportunity, though, and Mastrodonato kicked it to center. Here's McDevitt back in over the line as the Eagles change. McDevitt into the Zamboni corner on the far side, trying to use one arm to get around. He did center it in front, Logan, and the net comes off the moorings. And I think they're going to push that face-off out to center. Or no, they're going to say no line change. With 4:02 gone in the second period, still 2-0 Eagles. Eagles with the better of the opportunity so far here in the second period. Murray, Beckett, and Kimball, the forward line for the Eagles. Mastrodonato, Schmidt, and Van Sumeren out for the Bears. Murray wins that faceoff. He's now underneath him as 4 players fight for it. It comes free finally to Byer, and he'll get it out to center to Zdanowicz. Zdanowicz had it deflect out of play, and that'll lead to a faceoff just outside the Golden Bear line.
The ceiling came into play there. Actually, I think
not used to the low ceiling again.
Yeah, I think the backboard.
Downstairs, high ceiling. Upstairs, low ceiling. Although I don't think there's a lower ceiling than when they played the opening 2 games in Hamden this year. So you do get used to these low ceilings depending on where you play. And then a nice feed pass up ahead to Sullivan, who's got a break from the line, and he walks in on a great pass and a stop by Cunin, who stood right at the top of the crease waiting for Sullivan to make his move. And he just went for a simple wrist shot trying to go over the shoulder of Cunin, and Cunin got the body on it and deflected it into the netting behind him. Good opportunity there for the Bears, probably their best all game, as Justin Sullivan, the senior out of Quincy, Mass, had a breakaway from the blue line end.
Yeah, good positioning by Ben there. He just watched the puck, didn't go for any fakes or anything, just focused on getting himself in a good body position and making a save. Nice square to the puck.
Morgan and Santoro on the draw. Morgan listed as 6'1", 190. Looks a lot bigger than 6'1". always wonder sometimes on the measurements. Morgan looks closer to 6'2", 6'3". Obviously on skates he's probably about 6'4", 6'5", but looks a little bigger than that 6'1" listed. Santoro with a bouncing cross-ice pass looking for Bice. Bice tried to go behind the net to Meyer. He ended up getting it right back as it deflected off a leg. Good job by Meyer to step in momentarily, but lost it to Zdanowicz. Zdanowicz then shot it off Santoro right back into the Bears zone. Eagles tag up, try to get back out, but here comes Zdanowicz on left wing. He's in over the line with a shot that Kunin, standing at the top of his crease again, makes another save, held the angle off, and a good save by Ben Kunin with 5:04 gone in the second period as Ben's talking to Santoro about either where everybody's standing or something he's seeing on the defense.
Yeah, you like it when your goaltender's involved in every aspect of the game like that.
Clean win by the Bears. Back to the point to Mettler, who takes a shot toward the net. It bounces toward Kunin, but never gets there, and taken out of the zone by Norling, who can't control it. But a deflection sent it back into the Bears zone. Norling took out Calvanese, but a hand pass by the Bears will lead to a face-off inside their own zone. He'll break for the Eagles there. Swain, McQuegan, Mosher, the line out for the Eagles, while Dawson, Calvanese, and Patricia out for the Bears. Face-off just died right in the center zone. Nobody actually touched it. It took 3 or 4 whacks at it, like a knock hockey game to actually touch the puck. Kennedy on left point over the Rieger on right point, fakes the shot, then dumps it back around the board. Swain trying to cut off the angle, but a good job by Patricia to win the race. Feeds it up to Mendenzun, who tries to get it out, and he does. Puck sent all the way back into the Eagles zone. Offsides are the Bears, so they'll have to tag back up. That'll give Kennedy an opportunity to come out of the zone, and he does. Kennedy carries it to the red line, gets to the blue, dumps it in. He'll chase after his own dump in, trying to beat Mettler to it. He does. Puck rimmed around, though, played by Patricia, trying to get it out. Swain stepped up into it, but then taken out by Calvanese. Calvanese on a 3-man wave gives it up to Mettler. Mettler looking to center. He does. Sends it off the pads of Kunin, and then in front an opportunity for Calvanese. Rolled off his stick and sent all the way back to center. Golden Bears have picked up their pace a little bit, like they found their legs after the 6-week break. And have had a couple of good opportunities, but Kunin has been everything he's been all season and made a couple big saves there to keep this game 2-0 Eagles. Mendenzun gives to Mettler. Feeds a pass to Snyder, who'll try to dump it in. It goes off a leg. Back to the Eagle defense, and now Pekka gives to McDevitt. McDevitt carries it in over the line, had to chop off a stick, looking for Pekka. Toward the net, a nice backhand by Pekka as he found the pass from McDevitt. Stopped right on by Scaglione. Mendenzun gets before the blue line, dumps it in. No icing. They're going to wave off the icing, and down goes Noble. There's going to be a penalty on Western New England for taking down Noble. The Eagles give the puck right up, and the Eagles will go on their second power play of the game where they're 0 for 1. But the Golden Bears having a lot of momentum and taking a bad penalty there inside their own offensive zone as Camille Marcoux, the junior out of Goose Bay, Newfoundland, Canada, takes 2 minutes for tripping at 6:58.
Great opportunity here for Post to slow down the momentum of Western New England and potentially add another goal.
Murray gets kicked out of the draw, so Swain will have to take it against Zdanowicz. Won by Swain to Norling. Back to the point to O'Connell. Goes center point to Bice. They set it up, the triangle, the umbrella and everything. A try for Murray toward the net as he came from behind the net, stopped by Scaglione. Rimmed around to O'Connell. O'Connell on the half wall, had to pop up into the air, trying to get to the puck are the Eagles as it's just bouncing right inside the zone. Then a heavy pass back to Bice, kept in. Bice to Swain. Swain takes a shot that gets deflected off the stick of Sullivan behind the net. Murray tries to play it away and then popped out in front somehow. And then a penalty on the Golden Bears, I believe, for taking down Murray. That puck came from behind the net just over the bar and shoulder of Scaglione, and then Murray got taken down. Maybe there'll be penalties on both players, but Murray got dumped by the side of the net. His stick went flying. Let's see who this is going to be on. At 7:28, Eagles have 1:31 remaining on the man advantage. Let's see if it's 1 or 2 for hooking. And it's going to go on Norling. Not sure I saw where Norling had a hook. Referee didn't lift his arm up until after Murray got decked. So I'm not sure where the hook was on Norling, but they're giving two to Norling at 7:28, and that'll nullify the Eagles' second man advantage, dropping them to 1-40 on the season.
Yeah, that's a bit of a curious one.
The referee who called that penalty didn't lift his arm up until after Murray got hit, so...
Yeah, that was my confusion, too. I thought it would have been a cross-check or something like that.
Maybe Murray for goaltender interference. I mean, you could have gone that route, but thought maybe he'd switch. Coach Richter equally perplexed as the rest of us are. But no matter. 4-on-4 now for 1:31, and then the Golden Bears, barring anything else, will get a 29-second man advantage.
Well, you adjust and you overcome.
Sullivan and Santoro on the draw. This does open the ice up a little bit for both teams. Bice got it to O'Connell. 4-on-4. Looks for Santoro. Santoro, here's where he shines with some speed in over the line on left wing. He stops at the bottom of the circle. Looks back to the point to Bice, but Bice couldn't control it, and it goes back out to center. The Eagles will try again. 4-on-4 hockey for another 60 or so seconds. Here's Meyer, takes it over the line. Meyer takes a shot toward the net, stopped by Scaglione. A dangerous, sort of unassuming shot, stopped by Scaglione, and the puck sent all the way down the ice that Kunin will have to glove. As might have been wiser to let it go by him for an icing, but sticked it and then had to cover it with 56 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 and 8:02 gone in the second period.
Yeah, one adjustment that Post has made is they're shooting from further out because they recognize that the goaltender's leaving some rebounds out there, so that's a smart play. That's a smart strategy and adjustment that they made after the first.
Face-off won cleanly by Dawson. The Bears then rim it around the boards past Dawson and Glassrud, who opened the scoring today. Picks up the puck with his second goal of the season. He carries it in over the line, but he had to make a move right at the blue line. That sent everybody else off sides. But Tanner today really stepping up offensively, as that's the second or third time he's tried to make a move after he scored the goal to open the scoring.
Yeah, I'd like to see him maybe just put that puck right to the goalie and keep on doing what they've been doing. Get it to the goaltender, create some rebounds, drive the net.
Murray and Dawson won by Murray. Murray was 7 out of 10 on faceoffs in the first period. Wins that one. Eagles get it to Murray, who goes back to Glassrud with 30 on the 4-on-4. Glassrud spins away from the check of Schneider. He'll come out of the zone with a pass to Noble. Noble on the far side on right wing. Gives a pass to Kimball a little bit too far. Instead it goes behind the net. Played by Mettler. Mettler tried to get it to Vendenzoom, but lost it. Back to Noble at the point. Noble on left point, tried to send it down low. It got blocked, never got there, and back comes the Bears on a three-man rush, led by Schneider. In over the line with a shot that Kunin makes a big save on, and then a pig pile on top of Ben Kunin, led by Mettler. Murray trying to get Mettler off Kunin's back as the net goes all the way to the boards behind him. But a three-man rush. It was really more of a 3-on-1 than a 2-on-1, and a good shot there stopped by Kunin again. They've already put Wyatt Noble in the penalty box, but I got to imagine this is going to be one each.
Yeah, again, Ben doing a really good job just focusing on that puck, but Western Union is going to have to do something a little different to create some rebounds if they want to try to get something past them.
And I was correct, one each. So Dawson and Noble each into the box for roughing. Take those penalties off the board. Keep this at 4 aside for another 5 seconds. As Dawson and Noble 2 each for roughing at 8:53. 5 seconds remain on the 4-on-4, and then Western New England will go on the man advantage, where they are 18 for 92 on the season, 19.6%. That's fourth in the Conference of New England. The Eagles on the penalty kill, 48 for 57, 84.2%. That's fourth in the NE10. Why is it 4-on-3? Okay. We had this problem the other day.
Yeah, here we go.
Where we had a phantom. What was that? Was that against Assumption where we had the phantom 3-on-3 that we've never seen before?
Yes.
Okay. All right. 5 seconds are up, and Western New England now on the man advantage. playing 5-on-4. Over the line comes Costa. First time we said his name today. He rimmed it around to Morgan. Morgan got it back to the point, over to Costa on right point. Back to Kingsbury. Takes a shot toward the net high. It deflected. I don't think it got to Kunin. And into the far side corner. Morgan gets it behind the net, watched by Rieger. Comes to the near side corner. Has Costa back to the point, instead spins at the top of the near circle into the slot. He'll take a shot again, and Kunin, through a screen of Sullivan, finds the puck and makes the save. Ben doing a good job to get low in that case, get through the screen of Sullivan and make the save as the power play has expired. And we're back to 5-on-5. Eagles kill that off. Western New England now 0 for 1. Eagles 0 for 2 on the man advantage, fall to 1-40 on the season.
Yeah, we're at that halfway point in the second period. It's like to see who's going to take charge now and put their foot on the gas a little bit.
Morgan and Murray on the draw. Referees just sort of questioning up at the score scale. Probably should just take the time off the clock. Those penalties don't technically matter for man on ice purposes. But currently sitting on the clock are Nobles and Dawson's penalties. Excuse me. So 5-on-5 is the manpower. Face-off between Murray and Morgan. To the left of Kunin. 10:30 to go in the second period. Still 2-0 Eagles. Face-off won by Murray, but ends up on Costa's stick on right point. He makes a move around Kimball. Closing in on the right side. Tries to make a fancy move around O'Connell, but lost the puck. And here comes the Eagles 2-on-1. Over the line with a back pass was Beckett as Beckett and Kimball played catch. Beckett reverses the flow to Kimball. Kimball tried to center it out in front to Murray, but it goes off a leg and into Scaglione to make the save. 2-on-1 sort of opportunity, more like a 2-on-1.5 as Beckett and Kimball came up the ice. Beckett probably made one pass too many versus driving the net. So the Eagles didn't get the opportunity they were looking for, but a face-off inside the Bears zone to the left of Scaglione. Murray goes forward with it again. He's going to win the race to it against Logan. Pinches in that Zamboni corner, and Kimball comes away with it. Kimball goes back to Murray in the Zamboni corner, looking for a little fancy pass to Beckett. Didn't get it there. There's a good defense there. And a nice stick check on Zadanowicz did Beckett make. Ultimately, though, out of the zone comes Morgan. Morgan with Sullivan in over the line, looking to center it back to Morgan. He did. It bounced wide of Kunin and behind the net. And now here's Beckett. Up off the wall. Excuse me, that was Kimball. Up off the wall looking for Bice. Puck gets sent back in. This might be an icing, and it is, as the Bears reverse the flow out at center all the way back into the Eagles zone. But because you're on the wrong side of the red, that's an icing and a face-off inside the Bears zone with 9:37 to go in the second period at 2-0 Eagles. Santoro and Mastro Donato on the draw. One by Santoro. Quick shot by Norling. Rolls wide. Meyer on the near side. Half walls trying to spin away with it. Gets checked off by Mastro Donato. Sent back to the point. Kept in by Kennedy. Kennedy at center point with a high backhand flip and a nice glove save through a screen was Scaglione. That looked like it might go over his head, but sort of had a sinking action, and he was wise to glove it to ensure it didn't go in.
Yeah, and these are those plays, Jeff, we talk about, like that icing there, innocuous play, it seems like didn't have to happen. A lot of zone time due to that icing.
Rieger, the Kennedy with a long shot, looking for the deflection of Meyer, and it just goes wide. Good setup by Rieger and Kennedy, who played a lot today. And these two defenders have been playing a lot together this season. You can see the confidence and continuity that they've been playing with, both plus players for the Eagles on the defensive side. Puck sent back in. Santoro chasing after with a lot of speed, trying to get there first on Beyer, but rimmed up the near side and taken out, but stolen by Norling at center. Norling spins away from the check of Mastro Donato, then gave it away back in over the line, and a stick check to Santoro, takes it out of the zone. Santoro avoiding Mastro Donato, looking for Meyer. Meyer in the Bear zone, tries to send it behind the net. He does, trying to get around Logan, but then Logan hits Meyer. Puck gets taken away and sent back out to center. Glassrud in his own zone. avoids one man, avoids two men, gets the center, takes a nice pass to Pekka over the line. Glassford follows it up, though, and dumps it in for McDevitt. McDevitt takes a check by Byer in the near side corner, tries to spin off the check. Now 4 players in that corner. McDevitt does a good job to come away with the center in front of McCall, but it goes off the leg of Logan and back out the center. Then a heavy bomb by Glassford just outside the blue line forced everybody to change up and sent back out the center. Glassford tries to dump it back in, looking for Pekka. A little bit too far, and a long pass ahead off the stick of Van Sumeren into the netting on the near side for a whistle and face-off. With 7:50 to go in the second period. 2-0 Eagles.
Yeah, another good shift for that line, Jeff. McDevitt in particular he's done a good job today. Sort of been sneaky good at just creating, putting pucks in an area where the teammates could potentially recover them.
Swain and Schneider on the draw at center. One by Swain, dumped into the Bear zone, but they're going to say it was on the wrong side of center.
Yeah.
As the line's been getting chirped at by Coach Richter a little bit, as they probably feel he was close enough to the center to kind of give it to him, but maybe they're playing very specific lines today.
Well,
I thought he was on the line, but Swain and Schneider in the draw to the right of Kunin. One by Swain, rimmed around by Noble to Glassrud. Glassrud looking ahead for a pass ahead to Swain. Swain, though, gets checked off the puck by Marcoux. He'll come back in as he tries to feed it ahead to Racino. Racino had it taken off his stick. Eagles can't get it out. Long shot taken from the point, deflected off the stick of Schneider. And Kunin again hugging the post makes the save as a little wrist shot that got deflected and bounced on the deflection, and a save by Kunin. So an innocuous kind of icing, even though the Eagles thought they were on the right side of the red line, leads to a good opportunity by Mendenzun. And a deflection by Schneider, but a big save by Kunin.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of seeing through the layers and making those saves.
Golden Bears have picked it up in the last 5 to 6 minutes of game time. They've sort of stepped up their play after the Eagles really were the team leading the way through the first period and probably the first 6 to 7 minutes here in the second period. Kimball dumps it in. Beckett chasing after it. Take a bad angle shot off a leg. It rolls. Where's the puck? It's in Scaglione's body. He gets pushed into the goal by Murray. But a good off-angle shot by Beckett, forcing Scaglione to make the save. Murray charging that, looking for a rebound, which Scaglione has left at times today. But Scaglione did a good job to make the save there and keep this 2-0.
Yeah, they've done a good job of, like I say, shooting pucks from a little bit further out and creating some chaos and some rebounds. And almost got a little bounce right there, too.
Murray and Dawson. Murray tries to go forward again. Kimball on his body tries to send it toward the net, but then the shot taken by Murray just goes wide. Beckett tries to recenter it in front. He did. Shot by Kimball wide. Beckett picks it up behind the net again. He's been good today. Beckett, near side wall to Kennedy. Back to Rieger. Rieger looking for a lane. Goes around one. Takes a shot that gets deflected off the glove of Scaglione, who came out far to cut the angle off and deflected into the near side corner crowd. As good job there. Several Eagles say really stepping up their play. Holden Beckett being one of them. He's got 2 assists in the first period. He made a good play there to set up a shot by Rieger.
Yeah, and with that quick puck movement, they're able to get the Winnick defenders a little bit flat-footed and create some time and space for themselves and get some shots through.
Bears win the faceoff around the wall looking for Kingsbury. He'll get it out to center, but Murray will send it right back in with 6:30 to go in the second period, 2-0 Eagles. Behind his net with a chop pass is Bliss looking for Kingsbury. He finds Dawson, though, who gets to the red line. Will dump it high off the glass and boards behind Kunin. Picked up behind the net looking to center it out in front, but a good defensive play there by Kimball to prevent any offensive flow. Now the puck in the near side corner, back to the point to Costa. Costa goes D to D looking for Byer. Byer sends it toward the net, deflected wide. Then recentered on the near side. In front, another big save by Ben. On a nice little internal setup by Dawson and Calvanese. And Calvanese from about 8 feet out took a wrist shot, but Ben deep in his crease made a good pad save there to keep this 2-0, and Ben has been the difference in the second period.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job of just reading the play and anticipating and seeing what's going to happen. Very, very good intelligence by the goaltender there to read those plays and be able to react in a fashion because everything happens so quickly.
Big 6 minutes here for the Eagles, leading 2-0, and the Bears sort of chomping at the bit. Long shot deflected through a screen. I don't think Kunin saw it, but made the save on Logan as he shot it from left point off the faceoff win. Logan pinching in again. Santoro watching him. He goes behind the net, tries to go backhand out in front, but O'Connell stepped in to make the play. O'Connell lost the puck to Morgan. Morgan comes out the other side with a centering pass in front. They score! Morgan found Sullivan right in the middle of the circles on a nice pass, and as I was saying, it was a big 6 minutes, but Sullivan gets his third of the year. The senior out of Quincy, Mass. Took a pass from Morgan behind the net, and at 14-13, it's 2-1.
Yeah, and the defenders there just got puck watching, didn't really man up, pick up their men, close those gaps, and so that's what happens. And like I said, that's what's so important about this half of the second period. So you got to reset, refocus, and get back to what you've been doing. It works.
For Sullivan, his third of the season, give Morgan the initial assist, and Sam Logan, the secondary assist. The sophomore from Weathersfield, Connecticut, his first point of the season at 14-18 to make it 2-1. Puck popped free momentarily inside the Bear zone to McDevitt, but sticked away by Scaglione. Pekka in the slot with a shot that gets deflected wide. He'll chase after it. Played away by the aggressive Mastro Donato. Rimmed all the way around, pitching in his Glassroot. Glassroot on left point, trying to send it by Van Sumeren. Van Sumeren does a good job to take the body. And Eagles are offsides as Van Sumeren got it out on the other side of the blue line, and Eagles brought it back in. So one more time officially, Sullivan is third from Morgan and Logan at 14-13, and it's 2-1 Eagles. Santoro and Schneider. Schneider wins that faceoff. 5 minutes to go in the second. 2-1 now. Eagles. Mettler on the wrong side of the red line dumps it in, but Kunin sticked it away, causing a faceoff as he had to cover it inside his own zone. So it was a big 6 minutes, Coach. Now it's a big 5 minutes. Now they've given up the goal. Need to get out of here with at least a lead and sort of set the table for a third period with a team that's found its legs finally.
Yeah, again, as we break down our periods, I'm sure, talk about on the bench, 5 minutes here, make it a little 5-minute mini game, win this 5-minute mini game.
Chased around at Kennedy, tried to rim it up the wall, didn't get it there. Rieger will take it the other side, try to come out on his own. Rieger goes around one, he'll get it out of the zone, he'll get the center, he'll dump it in. Right on Scaglione, who dropped it into his body. So a change of position, field position as we say, with 4:37 to go in the second period. 2-1 Eagles now. But a face-off inside the Bear zone, where Murray has been good all day, and this has probably been the best Eagle offensive line, Murray, Kimball, and Beckett on the ice. Murray wins it again to Kimball, who takes a shot, didn't get all of it, and sticked away by Scaglione. Beckett comes out the other side, goes back to the point. Noble tried to send it down. He got it to Beckett. He'll go behind the net to Kimball. Kimball and Beckett change places. They cycle. Goes back to Noble on left point with a heavy wrist shot from the left point, but easily gloved with no screen or deflection on its way. So a shot on goal for Noble, but a save for Scaglione, and a face-off inside the Bear zone.
Yeah, the goalie did a good job of just, again, seeing through the traffic on their end and making the save.
Eagles change up the forward unit to Swain, McQuegan, and Mosher. Dawson in the draw for the Bears. Won by Swain, clean to Noble on left point. He'll skate toward the middle, take a shot through a screen, and it deflected off two players, off McQuegan last. And they stopped there, and then a nice little give and go to Dawson in over the line. Good deflection, though, by Noble to get his stick on it as the Bears came back quickly. Now back to the point to Kingsbury on left point. Shot through a screen and gloved by Kunin. Good two set of opportunities. First blocked by Noble. Second on a deflection, stopped by Kunin with 4:01 to go in the second period. 2-1 Eagles.
Yeah, you can see Western New England now after that goal starting to feel a little bit, starting to put some more pressure on the Eagles.
McCall and Calvanese on the draw after Dawson was kicked out, but Calvanese won the draw anyway, behind the net to O'Connell. O'Connell rimmed it around for Pekka, who just kept skating away from it, so Bice had to step in and take the puck. Dawson keeps it in with that long reach of his, and Pekka finally comes away with it out the center. Pekka with speed, up on right wing, he's in over the line, tries to get around the defense, finds a lane toward the net, he tried to slip it by, and then the puck re-centered in front, but no Eagles there. Pekka tried to fake going behind the net and sort of slamming it in the far side post. Good job by Scagliano to hold the post. Back come the Bears the other way. In over the line with a wrist shot, Calvanese. Had it blocked and a shot off the side of the net taken by Kingsbury. Puck rimmed around and out as McCall takes it. McCall goes cross-ice looking for McDevitt. And back 2-on-1 the other way comes the Bears, but a good little chip play to Morgan. Gets around 3 Eagles and rolls toward the net with 1 shot, 2 shots that Cunin makes a save on. Somehow Morgan got through 3 Eagles, 1-on-3. Popped out the center as Meyer just chipped it out to center. Eagles trying to change the forward unit. Bice in his own zone carries it out the center, gets to the red line, just dumps it in off the roof, which will lead to a face-off outside the Bear zone and back to center with 2:47 to go in the second period. The Bears have played significantly better here in the second period, got a goal, and are putting the pressure on the Eagle defense. Santoro and Morgan, won by Santoro. Back to Rieger, over to Kennedy, who takes a return pass, does Rieger. Rieger gets the center. Nice pass to Meyer in over the line. Meyer with some room looking for the corner, shoots it high and wide. Kennedy picks it up on the near side blue line. Sends it back down. Santoro trying to get it in behind the net. Had to chop off his stick. Zdanowicz looking for a way out. Gets to the blue line and just gives it away to Meyer. Meyer at center tries to look for Norling. He finds Norling. Norling tried to give it to Santoro, and he chops it off the stick of Morgan, but out the puck comes to center. And Kennedy inside his own zone being watched by Zdanowicz. Spins away from Zdanowicz, looking for Norling. Instead gets Santoro, and Santoro with some speed out of his own zone. Makes a cut of the blue line, finds Norling with some speed in over the line. Here's Norling with an opportunity! And he shoots it off Scaglione and over the net as it went off the body, but there's going to be a penalty on someone. Not sure who they're calling it on. They might be calling it on Norling. Is it on Norling for goaltender interference? And that's what they're calling at 18:05.
Yeah, I think they saw him going through the net to the net without being pushed and then making contact with the goaltender. Tough spot because you're driving the net, and maybe they just felt like he wasn't making any kind of an effort to maybe pull up, but that's a tough one.
Yeah. That's the second. I mean, that's less questionable than the first penalty they called on him earlier, where we weren't sure where the hook was. Oh, they're going to call penalties on both players.
Okay.
So now they've put Van Sumeren in. That makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
And they're actually giving the penalty, well, they're giving the penalty to Scaglione. This is one of the drawbacks of being on this side of the ice, but it appears that Scaglione's getting 2 minutes for roughing, and Norling gets 2 minutes for goaltender interference, which sort of makes no sense from the standpoint of if, he gets run by Norling, why would you call roughing on Scaglione? But that seems to be what they've done here at 18:05, so the teams are going to play 4-on-4. Van Sumeren serving the 2 minutes for Scaglione at 18:05. Noble at the red line, dumps it in, and we play 4 aside for the rest of the period, barring something else occurring. Pucked in the corner right behind the net, played by Noble now. Toward the net, looking for the flush. He found it, and Murray takes a shot, and the puck bounced on him before he could get a second opportunity, but Scaglione makes the original save and then kicks the post off the mooring. But to your point, Coach, time to invest in the marsh pegs because that happens way too often.
Yeah, that was a quick hitting play and a good effort by Connor. They're almost popping one there.
Swain, McQuegan, Rieger, and Kennedy, the Eagle 4. Dawson in the draw for the Bears. One back by Dawson, rimmed around to the near side. McQuegan trying to win the race against Mendenzun. He does 1-on-3, and then Swain pitches in to try to keep it in. Puck right at the blue line in front of us and sent out to center. Here's Kennedy with 1:12 to go in the second period. 4-on-4 side, 2-1 Eagles here. Late in the second, McQuegan with some speed gets around the first defender, goes toward that Zamboni corner, looking to center it out in front, stops on a dime, goes back to the point for Rieger, but Rieger had moved to center point, and the pass didn't hit him and went all the way down to Kunin with 55 seconds remaining in the second period. Here's Rieger with some speed, gets around Zdanowicz. He'll carry it to center. He's in over the line. He stops, sent the player flying, looking for Pekka. He still has it on the stick. Rieger keeps going toward the net, but then gave it away as Zdanowicz took it away. The player flying was Mettler as he went flying into the wall after Rieger pulled up on a dime. Then a bad angle shot taken by Zdanowicz, stopped by Kunin. Coming out the far side corner, leaving it for Mendenzun as they cycle do the Bears inside the Eagle zone. Back to the point to Costa. Costa, though, had it taken away by Swain. He's going to have a breakaway from the red line in. Here's Swain on a breakaway. One-on-one with Scaglione. He walks in, he shoots, and a stop by Scaglione, who makes a big save here at the end of the second period on a breakaway from Swain from the red line in. Now a three-man rush from the Bears. Last chance effort. Here's Costa. Over the line with a pass across to Zdanowicz, who fanned on a shot, and then a re-center in front, looking to go off Kunin. Holds, centers it out in front. Here's Mendenzun with a shot, stopped by Kunin, and that'll end the second period. As the 4-on-4 got entertaining, Swain had a breakaway from the red line in. A penalty shot-esque type breakaway, but a nice stop there by Scaglione, who got his right pad and body on it. And then a recenter led to a 3-on-2 the other way by the Bears, and Zdanowicz had a gaping cage on the 3-on-2 and just fanned on his slap shot from 30 feet out. And the period will end 2-1. With 5 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Coach, not the last 10 minutes or so the Eagles were looking for, but they come out of the period leading 2-1.
No, that last 10 seconds had a little bit of everything, just about everything. So, again, Eagles, different game now for sure, but I like the strategy of shooting from a distance and creating rebounds, and I think if they keep that up, keep the possession, do a good shore it up. They did a little better job in the neutral zone in the first period defensively than they did in the second period. So if they can shore that up and still create those types of scoring opportunities, I think they'll be okay.
Eagles 0 for 2 on the man advantage. That moves them to 1-40 on the power play on the season, something the Eagles are going to have to work on either in the third period or over the 10-day break before they travel to Franklin Pierce. But that's where we are after 2 periods, 2-1. Post University over Western New England here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We'll come back in 2 minutes with your look around the NE10 on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. High atop here at the Twin Rinks today for the first time this season for the men, playing upstairs as they lead Western New England 2-1 here in the second period. The lone goal, Justin Sullivan, his third from Morgan and Logan at 14-13. As we do in the second period of every home game, we go around the NE10 conference hockey season and everything that goes along with it, and that's brought to you by Post University, ranked number 6 by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online programs for 2024. Take your opportunity because Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagle fans, as the winter gets colder, did you get everything you wanted for the Christmas? Did you get everything you wanted for Hanukkah or any holiday you celebrate? If you didn't, you need your Post gear, your Post swag, your Post something to put on the wall that represents your fandom of Post University. Click on the fan section on the right-hand side of posteagles.com and click on School Store to grab anything and everything Post University Eagles and update your Post University collection. Use the code EXTRA15, that's EXTRA15, at checkout to receive 15% on all orders, $75 or more. Exclusions do apply. That's EXTRA15, EXTRA15, and that code will end on January 12th. Again, 15% off all orders, $75 or more with exclusions that do apply. You can also visit the campus store and the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. As we go around the NE10, the NE10 Player of the Week is Ronnie Paragallo, the senior forward out of Huntington, New York. Won 28 of 48 faceoffs while recording a goal and 3 assists in Assumption 7-2 win over the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. The reigning NE10 Player of the Year extends his conference lead in both assists, 15, and points, 22, with his weekend effort. Goaltender of the Week is Cole Manahan out of St. Mike's. The junior goaltender from Hermantown, Minnesota, posted a .955 save percentage and a 1.85 goals against average with 42 saves per game during the 0-2 weekend at SUNY Potsdam. Manahan made 40 saves while holding the Bears off the board until 14:41 of the third period in a 1-1 draw on Friday night before recording 44 saves, including 5 in overtime during a 3-3 deadlock on Saturday. His save clinched the Purple Knights a 2-1 shootout victory. So congratulations, Cole Manahan, the NE10 goalie of the week. And the rookie of the week is Braden McKenzie out of Assumption. The freshman defenseman from Holden, Massachusetts, recorded his first 2 collegiate points in the Greyhound 7-2 win over the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. His goal at 13:01 proved to be the game winner against the Trailblazers, and he had a +3 rating for the game. So congratulations to Ronnie Paragallo, Cole Manahan, and Braden McKenzie, your player, goaltender, and rookie of the week. We have gotten all the NASA people out of the science room and the enclosure, and they've come up with the NE10 standings that we can all understand, so I will rifle them off to you in the most complicated standings in any league in college hockey. Assumption leads the way with 6-2 record, 9-8 overall. St. A's is in second place with a 5-3 conference record, 6-1 overall. Southern New Hampshire is 5-3 in conference, 6-7-0 overall. St. Mike's is 5-3 in conference, 9-5-2 overall. Your Eagles are 3-5 in conference, 4-9-0 overall. And Franklin Pierce is 0-8 in conference, 0-14-1 overall. They're led by their new head coach, former Hartford Wolfpack star, and only player to have his number retired for the Wolfpack, Ken Jernander, the former Hartford Wolfpack coach. He leads the way up there at Franklin Pierce. Upcoming schedule around the NE10 on the hockey side. First games from yesterday, SUNY Morrisville defeated Franklin Pierce 5-3. St. A's defeated St. Mike's 4-1, and Assumption beat Wentworth Institute of Technology 5-4. Next set of games will be on Saturday when St. Mike's travels to Assumption at 6:10 up at Worcester, and Southern New Hampshire will be at St. A's 7 p.m. in Manchester, New Hampshire. On Sunday, St. Mike's travels to Assumption, and Southern New Hampshire. Excuse me, that'll be Saturday, Friday, and Saturday, not Sunday. Saturday and Sunday. Friday and Saturday. Saturday, St. Mike's will be at Assumption 240 in Worcester, and Southern New Hampshire will be at St. A's at 4 p.m. Then On Tuesday, St. Mike's will be at Middlebury, 7 o'clock. Cortland at St. A's at 7:30. And the Eagles will be at Franklin Pierce on the 14th in a road game up there before playing St. A's in a weekend set. Before playing St. Mike's in a weekend set over Martin Luther King weekend. The next home game for the Eagles will be on the 21st. That's the Tuesday, 13 days from now. That's Tuesday. They'll host Franklin Pierce here, 1 o'clock at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Statistical leaders, as we mentioned, Ronnie Paragallo leading the way in points and assists. Jake DiNapoli still leads the way in goals for Assumption with 11. David Ciancio with 8, and then 3 players at 7, and 3 more at 6 in goals. Paragallo has 17 assists. That's a 5-assist lead over Case Kantajas with 12. 3 players tied at 10, and then 3 players tied at 8. Ronnie Paragallo leads the way by 9 points with 24 over Jonathan Surrett and Jake DiNapoli. 4 players have 14, 1 at 13, and 2 at 12. In regards to that, 4 Eagles are in the top 10 in penalties taken. That's Jacob Howell, Joe Santoro, Parker Norling, and Connor Murray. Joe Santoro 4th in face-off win percentage in the NE10 right now. And Trey Delory 3rd in block shots. Kenner Glassrud 6th in block shots in the NE10. Jake Lavoie leads the NE10 in penalty minutes. Joe Santoro is 2nd in the NE10. So that's your look around the NE10 today on a Wednesday, January 8th afternoon here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. And that's brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. It's application season because Post is personal. For more information on all Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com with a recap of the second period and a look ahead to the third. Eagles lead 2-1. You're listening and watching Post University Hockey on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Getting ready for the start of the third period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, high atop the Twin Rings here in Shelton, Connecticut. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney here with you. Second period recap brought to you by Post University. Second period was a lone goal scored, and it was scored by Western New England. It's Justin Sullivan, a nice centering pass by Jordy Morgan. Add a second assist to Sam Logan. all at 14-13 as Western New England sort of took the game over in the last 10 minutes of the second period, finally kind of getting their legs after a 5-week break. They made this game 2-1. That's where we stand. It'll be 4-on-4 for 5 seconds as Scotty Swain had a breakaway right at the end of the period, followed by a good opportunity by Zdanowicz. And Ben Kunin came up with a big save on that end of the ice. Shots on goal in the second period, fairly even. It was 15-14 Eagles. The Eagles have a 2-period lead of 31-25 on the shots. Face-offs, Western New England led the way 18-17. The Eagles do have a 2-period lead of 35-29 in face-offs. Coach, a tale of 2 periods in a lot of ways. Eagles have that 2-1 lead. Still 0 for 2 on the man advantage. 5 seconds of 4-on-4 where play opened up significantly in that last minute, 30 seconds to a minute. But Eagles have 20 minutes of work to do to come out of here with a win and have some momentum going into their conference game against Franklin Pierce next week.
Yeah, that has to be the goal. And again, it doesn't change much when you're in a close game in that third period. It's that team that can push, execute, and come out winning that third period. That's a difference maker. That's something that the Post has done okay with in some games, but in other games kind of struggle with. So they have to come out here and push hard and just not take their foot off the gas, because that's the only way you're going to succeed moving forward once you get into league play. So this is a perfect opportunity with a 2-1 lead to add to that lead and just show their opponents that this is their rink, their house. What are they going to do?
Lucas Scaglione, to his credit for Western New England, looked shaky early, giving up the 2 goals, but has come back to life since then and has played well, and really did play well in the second, making a couple of big saves, so credit to him. He came into the game with a 5.42 goals against average, but you can see why he's getting the playing time, as he came back from a struggle early on, but has held firm since.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job in that last period for sure, about just seeing the puck, looking through the layers, and making the saves that he needs to make.
Start of the third period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Western New England in the gold and blue, going right to left as you look at your screen and dial. Eagles in the white, going left to right. 5 seconds of 4-on-4 before Norling and Van Sumeren come out. Van Sumeren serving the 2-minute roughing penalty on goaltender Scaglione. Now Meyer with a shot off the one-timer set up, stopped by Scaglione, and then they dump out all the way down the ice. Chasing after it is Zdanowicz. He picked it up, found Morgan with a shot, and a big save by Kunin early in the third period to keep this 2-1. Nice far dump as Zdanowicz was the only one there. He beat the icing, then found Morgan cruising down the slot for the one-timer. Inside the Eagle zone is Sullivan, who's got the goal, spinning away from the check behind the net to Zdanowicz. Zdanowicz back to Sullivan. Sullivan in the Zamboni corner, pinned there by Kennedy. Gave it back to Zdanowicz. Zdanowicz spins, turns, fires, deflected into the netting and out of play. Big save by Ben early in this period, Coach, to keep it 2-1.
Yeah, again, I'm sure if he had it back, the Winnick player would want to elevate that puck, but Ben did a good job holding his ground and taking away the shot that was given.
Ben with 24 saves so far through 2 periods and 47 seconds. He leads the NE10 in saves per game with over 41. That's 13 more saves than the highest next person in the NE10. That shows how many shots he's had to play against per game. O'Connell in his own zone looking for Beckett. Rolls a little bit too far and all the way down into Scaglione. He'll play it instead of hold it, and then gave it away to O'Connell. Cruising down, looking down low. Well, 3-man passing and a shot taken right on. Stopped by Scaglione. As a good 3-man passing, and Kimball had an opportunity, not the best of angles, but had an opportunity as Beckett, Murray, and Kimball, the Eagle best offensive line today, play a little 3-man game. Out of the zone comes Calvanese. Calvanese gets to the blue line, dumps it in around the boards. Beckett checks off Calvanese. McCall goes behind the net to pick up the puck. He'll come out the far side. Weather tries to get it to center, and he does just by the stick of Pekka. And back comes Western New England. They'll dump it right back in and chase after it again. Glassford gets it behind the net first. Tries to go far side. Doesn't get it out of the zone. Shot taken from a falling Costa. It goes into a player. There's somebody down right in the middle. That's Marcoux. He's able to get up. And here comes McDevitt. McDevitt gets to center. 3-on-3 over the line. Tries to find McCall. Bad pass. Gets sent into the near side corner. Reverse the flow nicely and aggressively to Racino. And he'll dump it all the way out. Racing down on right wing is Schneider. Schneider tries to get around Noble. He does. He tries to go towards the net. Centered it in front of him. Fanned on a shot. Wide open from about 10 feet out was Marcoux, and he fanned on his wrist shot. And he had Kunin dead to rights, and the post came off the moorings right after that. But a nice setup there by Schneider and Marcoux, and the Eagles escape that without giving up a goal.
Call that one a golden opportunity.
Oh. I can hear them booing you all throughout Western New England.
Well, what can I say?
Western New England, of course, this vast expanse, where Western New England is. Face-off back to the point. Fakes a shot, takes a shot, did Mettler. That bounced wide. He was looking for a deflection more than anything else. Eagles trying to get it out, and Pekka can't. Long shot taken from the point, blocked away aggressively by Kunin out to the slot area, and then taken out by McDevitt and dumped to center. McDevitt looking for the hit on Mendenzun. Didn't place the hit. Forced an icing, though, so good job by McDevitt to force Mendenzun to make a mistake. And the Eagles will be able to change lines while the Golden Bears will not. And the face-off to the right of Luca Scaglione with 2:35 gone in the third. 2-1 Eagles.
Yeah, like I said, that line has been doing a lot of those little things really well. Those little games within the game that they've been pretty effective at today.
Santoro and Schneider, and they've actually moved the draw to the left of Scaglione. One cleanly. The Norling who took a shot, but it bounced off of Settler, and Norling on the clean win by Santoro picked up a loose puck, had an opportunity now. Long shot from the point by Rieger, looking for the deflection of Meyer or Santoro. They got through with no deflection, and a glove save by Scaglione with 2:43 gone in the third. That allows the Bears to make a full line change, with the face-off still to the left of Scaglione. Mastro Donato out there to take the draw against Santoro. One by Santoro again. Popped up into the air and out the center before anybody could do anything with it. Now Rieger tried to play it back and gave it away to Mastro Donato. He carries it in over the line on left wing. Watched by Rieger. Tries to spin it back to the point. He got it there. Long shot from the point. Blocked by Santoro nicely. And out the center as Logan cruised in after picking up the puck on the top of the left point area. But good job by Santoro getting away and blocked that shot. Kennedy gives to Meyer with some fancy stick handling, but gets it out the center, and the puck gets right back in to Kunin. Rieger behind his own net, trying to escape the forecheck of Schmidt. Gets it out the center to Santoro. Santoro gets to the blue line. He'll dump it in. Norling will chase after it on Logan. He'll hit Logan. The puck gets reversed all the way to the point. Bice tries to keep it in, and he does just barely, but then turns it over, and the puck gets sent back out the center. Logan inside his own line, gets to the red line. Feeds a pass up ahead to Van Sumeren. Gave it away to Mosher momentarily. Now here's Mosher. 2-on-2. Over the line with Swain. Mosher fakes the shot, takes the shot, deflects toward Scaglione and never gets there. And the puck sent right back in to the Eagle zone where McQuegan will play. McQuegan with some speed gets to the red line, avoids the hit more than got it, and then a centering pass in front, deflected off Swain past the outstretched body of Scaglione and around the net. Out at center it goes. It's O'Connor. Back to Tommy Bice. Long pass looking for Swain. Swain deflected it into the zone to Kingsbury. Kingsbury then sent it right back out of the zone to Morgan. Morgan, who has an assist, goes down. No call there. Eagles trying to turn away quickly but can't. But Morgan and Costa collide, thus leaving the puck inside the zone, and then a whistle behind the play. Did it hit somebody on the bench, Coach?
I think that's what the official's pointing to, yes.
Okay. Wasn't sure if there was too many men or they're just calling a out of play. So the face-off outside the Bears zone. Murray wins another draw. He's been great on the draws today. Dumps it in, chases after it. Costa goes back for it behind his own net. Reverses the flow for Dawson, who then sends it on the near side all the way down the ice. No icing as Glassrud will pick it up inside his own zone. Glassrud reversed the flow to Beckett nicely. Beckett looking for the streaking Kimball, fanned on his pass and gave it away. Glassrud steps up, tries to get it out to center. He did. Mettler couldn't keep it in and sends it back to Mendenzun at the defense. Teams just giving away the puck to each other right now as Beckett tried to feed it. He gave it away. Puck sent back toward the Eagle line. It's right at the Eagle line. Played into the Eagle zone. Played by Dawson. Dawson goes across the ice with the pass to Mendenzun, and a big left pad save by Kunin, who came out big to make that one as a good pass there to Mendenzun, cruising down the slot. But here's Murray looking ahead to Beckett. Beckett carries it in over the line, spins away from Mettler, dumps it behind the net. Chasing after it is Pekka. He'll get there first. Pekka up the wall to Rieger. Rieger, a long shot that he fanned on, gloved by Scaglione, and he leaves it for his defense as the Eagles will continue the line change and bring on the updated run PMC line with McCowell, McDevitt, and Pekka. Kennedy gets the puck at center, rims it all the way around. Pekka's going to win the race on the near side. It bounced off his stick, tried to get it back to Rieger, but lost it to Mettler. And out the other way comes Racino. Racino looking for a stick, gets the puck back as it deflected off a couple of bodies. He spins in that Zamboni corner up the half wall, looking for Mendenzun. Good step in by Kennedy, who picked it up in the Zamboni corner, trying to get it out, looking for McDevitt. He finds McDevitt, gets it out to the blue line, and back to the Bear defense. Mendenzun to Schneider. He's on the wrong side of the red line. Tried to dump it down. Then gets on the correct side of the red line. Rimmed it all the way around. First one there will be Racino. He takes a shot from where he picked it up. Stopped by Kunin. McDevitt trying to get it out with one hand. He did back to center. And the Eagles playing very defensive here in the last minute or so as this line's been putting pressure on run PMC. Here's McCowell. Trying to get it out of the zone, leaves it for McDevitt, who will carry it out. Tried to go back to McCowell. That's too far. Let's see if McCowell wins the race. He does. That avoids the icing. Otherwise, it would have been Norling behind his own net. Has McCowell in front, but couldn't find him. Norling in the near side corner goes back to Bice at the point. Does a good job to keep it in. Long shot sticked away by Byer before it could get to Scaglione and taken back out to center. Norling. Chop check, lost the puck, tried to get it again, goes through him. Van Sumeren takes a hit from Bice, but Van Sumeren's a big boy and just sort of bounced Bice off. Meyer gets thrown in the corner by Mastro Donato and turned the puck over, and the puck comes back out to center. Santoro to Bice. They play catch dangerously with Mastro Donato down there, but that just gives Santoro some time and speed. Santoro in over the line with the shot, tried to pick a corner and went high. Meyer gets it in the near side corner, tries to go back to Santoro. Puck comes into the slot with Norling changing, so the only one there were Golden Bears, and back comes Van Sumeren. In over the line is Van Sumeren, who takes a shot that goes wide as he tried to pull up on the dime and take a little wrist shot, but it did go wide. Puck squirts free back to center, and the Bears will try again with 8 quick minutes gone here in the third period. Still 2-1 end-to-end action here on a Wednesday afternoon in Shelton. Looks like just a face-off outside the zone, Coach, but some good opportunities for the Golden Bears, and Ben's been good.
Yeah, I want to say the pace of this game is good right now in the third period, really for both, but Post has done a good job with their skill, slowing it down when they needed to and trying to make some plays.
Here's Tanner Glasser, who's been excellent today. Comes up, takes a hit as he sends it around the boards by Morgan. Beckett picks it up on the far side corner. Excuse me, that's Kimball who picked it up on the far side corner. Kimball and Murray over there in a 4-player scrum. It comes free to Morgan. Morgan tries to spin away from Murray. Murray does a good job to keep him in front of him. Puck comes away. Morgan tries to get away with it. Murray comes away with it and gives it to Kimball, who walked in and had a shot from 10 feet out at the bottom of the far circle. As good job by Murray and Kimball on the near side corner, far side corner to come away with the puck, and then a little two-man game, and Kimball with a solid opportunity there, but just deflected high and wide.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about with Post using that skill to possess the puck and then making a play and getting a good scoring opportunity off of that.
8:09 gone in the third, still 2-1. Murray in the draw against Dawson. Dawson wins that one behind the net. Rimmed all the way around, a little bit too far for Dawson. Trying to step into it, though, was Kimball. Kept it in momentarily before it goes out the center. Here's Glassrud being watched by two Bears, trying to find Noble. He gets it to Noble, goes back to Glassrud. The Eagles will reset again behind his own net, but being watched by the tricky Patricia, who's in forechecking. Glassrud gets to center, takes a hit, gets the puck to Beckett. And here's Beckett spinning with it. Goes high in the air, bouncing shot on net. Stopped by Scaglione, kicked into the far side corner. Patricia tried to play it up the wall, had stolen away by Mosher at center and dumped right back in on a pop fly that's gloved by Scaglione. That's a little bit of talent right there by Mosher. He not only got a pop fly high enough that it went in on Scaglione, but did not hit the roof with that lob wedge that he used. I'm sure he's pretty good at golf.
Well, he's a grad student. He knows the building. Played downstairs for quite a while.
Swain on the draw with Schneider. One by Schneider, rimmed around. Big hit behind the play, and that's going to be a penalty on McQuegan for likely boarding, but let's see what officially they're going to call it. As down went Byer. At 8:59, the Eagles will be shorthanded for the second time today, so an opportunity for the first full-time power play of the game, as the Golden Bears only had a mere 30-second power play in the second period. But this will be a full one, barring any other penalties or anything else, as McQuegan gets 2 for boarding at 8:59.
Yeah, it's been actually a pretty quick period. You look up, there's only 11 minutes left in the game.
Face off to the right of Cuneen between McCowell and Morgan. Bears 0 for 1 on the man advantage so far. Morgan wins it back to the point. Then over on the left side to Mendenzun, who will rim it around the boards for Sullivan, who's got the goal. Sullivan rims it all the way back around to Marco. Marco spins away from the check, goes back to Mendenzun, comes over here for Zdanowicz, back to Mendenzun. Mendenzun to Marco. Toward the net, looking for a deflection. He got it, and they score. The only question is, was it a deflection off of Kennedy or off of Morgan? And I think it was off of Morgan, and at 9:17 the Bears have tied it at 2.
Yeah, not much of a chance there for Ben. A lot of traffic in front, not a great clear out, so we're back to a 0-0 game.
Not what the Eagles were looking for here in the third, but now they are tied at 2 at 9:17. It's Morgan's 4th of the season. Now he ties for the team lead with Dawson. Assists from Marco, and see who the second assist is at 9:17. I think that might be Mendenzun, which will give him the team lead in points. But Morgan, his 4th on the power play, has tied this game at 2. A quick moving period nonetheless, as we're halfway through it now, and Glassrud behind his own net fanned on his pass. Gave it away to Sullivan, but he did a good job to regain his form behind his own net and feed up to Norling. Looking for Santoro too far, they send it right back into the Bears, but they have to tag up, so Glassrud with an opportunity to carry it out on his own. Here's Glassrud, who opened the scoring today in the first period, carrying it in over the line on the left wing with an offensive push. Now behind the net, looking to come in front of the net, avoids 2 checks very nicely, including the one by Kingsbury, but ultimately lost the puck and given on the far side. And a long pass up here on left wing ahead to Calvin. He's on a 2-on-1. In over the line, looking in front, they score! A beautiful 3-man weave, and it ended up on the stick of Braden Patricia. And at 10:15, 2 quick goals, 58 seconds apart, and a beautiful 3-man passing weave by Patricia, Dawson, and Calvin East. And the Golden Bears have a 3-2 lead on Patricia's 2nd of the season at 10:15. It's more like a 3-on-1 than a 3-on-2. Eventually somebody else for the Eagles got back defensively, but that didn't stop the passing. And Patricia, his 2nd of the game from Dawson and Calvin East. So Dawson regains, well, is now tied again for the team lead in points with 8, as he's got 4 goals and 4 assists. So to recap the 2 goals, it's Morgan, his 4th of the season, from Marco and Mendenzun on the power play at 9:17, and then Patricia, his 2nd, from Dawson and Calvin East at 10:15 to make it 3-2 Golden Bears. In over the line with a centering pass to Murray, and he took a shot and was driven into Scaglione. Let's see if there's a penalty behind the play. There's a slashing call behind the play, so the Eagles 1 for 40 on the man advantage, going right back to the power play at 10:45 as Marco goes for slashing on Connor Murray, and the Eagles have an opportunity to get right back into it, and oh boy, could they ever use a power play goal now.
Yeah, right here, again, every time you get another opportunity like this, you know, it's just another chance, right? So at some point, one's going to go in here.
Santoro and Zdanowicz to the left of Scaglione, who's played well since giving up the 2 goals in the first. Santoro tossed from the draw. That'll send Meyer in to take it against Zdanowicz. Won by Meyer, tried to get it to Kennedy, but Zdanowicz did a good job to step up and get it out of the zone. Meyer falls down. Kennedy brings it right back into Kimball. Kimball On the far side corner being checked by Mettler. 4 players in that corner. Meyer gets it to Kimball. Kimball tries to get it down low to Santoro. Santoro back to Meyer. Now the Eagles have some space. Meyer gives it to Santoro. Santoro had it roll off a stick. Good aggressive play by Mettler, who goes into the netting. That'll create a face-off and a whistle. 26 seconds into the man advantage. And 8:49 to go in the third. 3-2 Western New England on 2 goals in 58 seconds. One a power play goal by Morgan. The other a beautiful 3-on-1 by Patricia.
Yeah, Western New England pressuring the wall there, so Post is going to need to move that puck around.
Meyer takes a shot high and wide off the face-off win by Santoro. Kennedy goes to Santoro, back to Rieger, over to Meyer. Meyer with an opportunity, but he missed the net wide. That takes a weird bounce and goes out to center. A diving play by Rieger to keep a breakaway from Schneider. Schneider picked it up, looking for Morgan again, and then taken away by Meyer. Now a 3-man rush for the Eagles. Here's Meyer in over the line with Kimball. Meyer looking for Kimball, but a little bit too far and off the pads of Scaglione. Murray stepped up, but the puck deflects into the benching. And a face-off inside the Bears zone with 1:07 to go in the power play. 8:21 to go in the third. Face-off to the right of Scaglione. Good job by Rieger to prevent the break by Schneider. So Donowitz tossed from the draw. Sullivan will have to take it against Murray, who's been good today. Murray wins it clean, but O'Connell couldn't get there first. Good step up by Norling to keep it in the zone. Here's Swain on left point. Swain moves down low, gives it to Murray, who plays catch with Swain. Swain looking for an opportunity, tries to go across the ice dangerously, taken away and dumped all the way down. Zadonowitz trying to win the race to it. He does. Good job by O'Connell to take him out of the play. That'll give Bice an opportunity with 45 on the man advantage. Here's Swain. Gets it to Murray in over the line. Murray on right point. Goes back, plays catch with O'Connell. Murray with some space. Goes down low to Norling. Norling back to O'Connell. O'Connell goes back to center point to Bice. Bice with time and space takes the shot. Looking for the deflection of Murray. Pops up in the air and it gets rimmed all the way around and out. Eagles at least took a shot on that with 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. So one last rush attempt here with Bice behind his own net. Here's Tommy Bice. Carrying it to center, gets to the red line, carrying it in over on right wing. Bice toward the net, looking for the deflection of Pekka, and it just went wide. McDevitt looking for Kennedy, but he fanned on his pass. That'll do it for the power play. Eagles 0 for 3, and puck sent all the way down on Kunin with 7 minutes to go in the third. 3-2 Western New England. Here's Kennedy. Finds Murray. Quick pass to Pekka. Here's Pekka at center. Carrying it in with McDevitt. Over the line. Pekka trying to go around the defense. Tries to make a move toward the net. He did. He got a shot off. And Scaglione made the save. McDevitt trying to avoid a hit. The puck instead gets dumped all the way down the ice. Kennedy will chase after it as it dives behind the net. With 6:51 to go in the third. A face-off inside the Bears zone. Eagles trailing 3-2. And you feel their stick's getting a little bit tight, Coach, to the Eagles, particularly on that power play.
Yeah, I mean, certainly credit to Western New England there for reading the post power play and knowing when to pressure and when not to pressure. So you got 6 minutes left. You need to set a tone here. So more than enough time to score 1, if not 2 goals by post. You're going to manage your bench a little bit, putting your best forwards out there. You know, with this last 6, maybe you wait to get down to 5 minutes, but get your best players on the ice, give yourself every opportunity, and just get pucks to the net. And do not give up any scoring opportunities. Doesn't have to be a pretty play, just has to get into the back of the net.
I believe this timeout was by Western New England, Coach, so off the icing. Still 6:51 to go in the third. The Eagles giving up 2 goals, though, in the third, and now are trailing 3-2. Santoro, Meyer, Norling, Kennedy, and Rieger, the Eagle 5. Morgan on the draw for Western New England. Santoro tried to go back with it, lost it face-off to Mendenzun, who will rim it all the way around, looking for Zadonowitz. Zadonowitz still gave it away to Meyer. Meyer gets in the zone, gives to Santoro. Santoro tried to get away from Morgan, but Morgan did a good job to stick check it, and Zadonowitz comes out the center. Zdanowicz gets this to the blue line, carries it in, stick check by Meyer. Tried to dump it all the way down, but Meyer did a good job to prevent it from sending it to the corner. Meyer gets to the red line. Nice fancy pass ahead to Santoro. Santoro has Norling cruising. Taken down is Santoro. No call there. Not sure how there's not a penalty there as the defender was swinging his stick on the ice and Santoro went down. Back to Rieger. Rieger to Kennedy. Kennedy with space. Looking for Meyer. Meyer's going to have his stick checked off by Zdanowicz. He does a good job to prevent Zdanowicz from going on a breakaway. He'll dump it in, and the entire Western New England team will change. With 6 minutes to go in the third. Still not sure there wasn't a penalty on the Western New England defender on Santoro, who got dumped as he tried to make a move around the net. Nonetheless, here comes Swain. Swain gets around 3 defenders, but Kingsbury stopped him as the 4th. And back to center comes the puck. Dawson had it roll off his stick. Eagles playing with some pace. Here's McQuegan over the line. McQuegan, nice pass on left wing for a one-timer that got sort of fanned on by Mosher. Now McQuegan behind the net looking for Mosher again. Gets deflected back behind to McQuegan one more time. Played up the wall by Dawson. He'll get out of the zone as Patricia gets it to center. And Mosher gives to Glassrud. Glassrud with 5:25 to go in the third. 3-2 Western New England. A bad puck bouncing in the middle and it rolls off Mosher. McQuegan a shot right on. Stop with the right pad of Scaglione. Big hit there in the corner by McQuegan on Patricia, I believe. Excuse me, that was Kingsbury. Puck up into the air. Still fighting for it. A 5-man scrum right on the half wall. And out of the zone past O'Connell goes the puck. And the Eagles will have to retag again. Eagles now throwing everything in the kitchen sink. Too far, though. This will be an icing as they were looking for O'Connell. Was Bice. And with 4:55 to go in the third, still 3-2 Western New England. A couple of opportunities there. Mosher had one. If he could have just corralled that puck, he would have had a break from the circle in.
Yeah, just a bad bounce there. But, again, being in the right position, you got to try to get these opportunities here. About 5 minutes left in the game. Still some time here to just keep doing what you were doing that made you successful. And be strong on the defensive side of the puck.
Swain and Schneider on the draw to Kunin's right. One by Schneider, tried to get it across the ice to Marcoux. Bounced off his stick and out the center, and they'll regroup as O'Connell picks it up inside his own zone. Then gave it away on a bad pass and a save by Kunin as Rossino stole the pass from O'Connell. Turned around and took a bad angle shot, but Kunin followed Rossino and followed the play, stayed in the play, and made the save with 4:44 to go in the third.
Yeah, post defenders were a little bit lucky there because that was that turnover, and he actually had more time than he thought. He could have made a play. He had a man on the back door.
Face-off won by Schneider again, but it bounced around and on to Rieger's stick, who makes a fancy move to get out of the zone. Feeds it up to Kimball, gets chopped at the blue line. That's going to be offsides at the Bear line. Face-off just outside the Bear zone. Murray will take it against, looks like Schneider. A couple of 21s there. Won by Murray. Murray tips it back to his defense of Kennedy. Kennedy looking for Murray. Murray tips it in. Kimball will chase after it. Logan rimmed it around. Rieger steps in to try to keep it in momentarily. It goes out of the zone, touched by a high stick though. And the face-off outside. Well, I was going to say it's all the way down inside the Eagle zone on a touch by a high stick. With 4:20 to go in regulation time, 3-2 Western New England. Face-off won by Santoro. Comes to Rieger's stick, who feeds a pass to Norling. It rolls off his stick and dumped it right back in. And Kennedy will pick it up in his own zone, watched by Zdanowicz. Zdanowicz does a good job on Kennedy to keep him from moving the puck. Played in that Zamboni corner. Norling tries a little chip pass ahead to Rieger. Couldn't get it there. Instead, it goes back to the point. Good glove down by Kennedy. And the Eagles finally able to come out of the zone. Here's Meyer on a 3-man rush. Meyer to Santoro on right wing. He's in over the line on right wing. Looks toward Meyer. Toward the net. Deflects right back to him, though. And picked up by Kennedy. Pinches down. Goes back to the point to Glassrud, but he's on the wrong side of the blue line when he picked it up, so he's offsides with 3:44 to go in the third. Still 3-2 and a face-off outside the Bear zone. Santoro and Dawson on the draw. And Dawson tossed, so it looks like Calvinese will take it against Santoro. Won by Calvinese. That's the second or third time today he's had to come in for a draw and won it clean. And the puck sent back all the way into the Eagle zone. Here's Glassrud behind his own net, watched by Dawson, trying to use that 6'7" frame and some speed to get away. And out comes Santoro to Meyer. Meyer dumps it in off the body of Dawson. Kingsbury inside his own zone. Eagles on side. But a long pass for Dawson. This will be an icing. And it is as Glassrud gets back with 3:20 to go. Game has gotten a little choppy in the last 2 minutes with several face-offs and icings.
Good opportunity here. Coach Richter getting some skilled forwards out there to see if they can't win a draw and create something.
Murray, Kimball, and Beckett out there, the line for the Eagles. Murray in the draw with Dawson. Dawson going to get tossed, but that hasn't stopped Calvinese from coming in and winning 3 of these type of draws already. But Murray's been good today. Let's see if Murray can win this one. Murray went forward with it, ended up winning it in the corner, but got double teamed. Kimball back down there as Murray gets wrestled down to the ice. Kimball fighting for it. Murray came away with it, centered it out in front to Kennedy, but he didn't have an opportunity to get a shot off. Now on the half wall, Murray lays a hit. Puck tries to get out of the zone. Good glove by Kennedy, then it pops up into the air and inside the Western New England bench with 3:02 to go in the third. Let's see if this faceoff is inside or outside. Looks like they're going to say outside the zone. As Murray and Schneider will do it again. Won by the Eagles, but Schneider ends up with it, dumps it back into the Eagle zone, so chasing after it is Beckett. Beckett takes a return pass from Kennedy, rolls off a stick, and now gladly send it right back in. Well, Western New England stopped by Kunin. And Rieger will start behind his own net with 2:40 to go in regulation time. 3-2. Rieger almost gave it away. Good play there by Marcoux, but Rieger got it back. Gave it to Kennedy, dumps it in around the boards. Logan on the near side wall, now into the corner. Lost it to Schneider, rimmed it around the Marcoux, and Kennedy keeps it in on left point. Kennedy turns, fires, he scores! Kennedy to the puck, turned and fired. I think Kimball got a stick on it. And at 17:40, the Eagles tie the game at 3 on a giveaway by Western New England. Baxter Kimball, his third goal of the year. He got the deflection as Kennedy just got the puck. He stopped it at the point, turned and fired, and the Eagles have tied it at 3.
Yeah, just a good play by Post to take advantage of a miscue in the offensive zone.
A giveaway that Kennedy stopped right at the blue line, and instead of trying to do something overcomplicated, he just shot it toward the net, and Kimball got a deflection on it and got it past Scaglione at 17:40, and this game tied at 3. Again, Kimball his third from Kennedy to tie the game at 3 for Kennedy, his 6th assist of the season and 7th point. Puck behind the net, tried to play up the wall to McDevitt. McDevitt gets it out the center. This should be an interesting 2 minutes. See if anybody's going to try to plug this up in regulation. Puck dumped in from the red line all the way around the boards. A little bit too far for Morgan. Taken away by Bice, who dangerously comes in the middle, and Pekka fell down. Kept in, though, by Mendenzun. He'll rim it back around the Morgan. Morgan on the near side half wall. Gets taken off by Bice. Bice tries to get it out of the zone. Double hit there by McCallum. Now McCallum has an opportunity to race ahead with it. Mendenzun's going to cut off the angle, shoot it high in the air over McDevitt. Somehow that hit the top of the glass, not the net, and got past McDevitt. Back in over the line to Sullivan. Sullivan looking for Morgan just a little bit too far. Sadonowitz in the Zamboni corner with Morgan and McDevitt down there as well. Rieger comes in to help out. Puck gets ledged under the door there for a moment. Norling comes away with it and feeds a nice pass to Rieger. Rieger with everybody changing behind him. 1-on-2. Carries it in on right wing. He's in over the line looking for an opportunity. Shot off the pad of Scaglione. But everybody changing behind him, so nobody there. Kennedy being chased, has to spin away from the check of Calvinese. Norling came away with it looking for Meyer. It goes off of Meyer's body, then taken by Kingsbury and out to center with 50 seconds to go in regulation time. Back in over the line is Costa. Costa sends a shot toward the net that Cunin makes a save on, and then the Eagles put it into the roof as Meyer tried to backhand it to center, instead hit the roof with 41.9 seconds to go. But coach, a big save by Cunin there to keep this at 3-3.
Yeah, both teams actually in this game, we look back right so far, have had opportunities to put pucks away that they were just unable to finish. So 3-3 right now seems pretty appropriate.
Face-off inside the Eagle zone between Murray and Dawson. 41.9 seconds to go. Eagles had a 2-1 lead entering the period. 2 goals in 58 seconds by Western New England gave them a 3-2 lead. And then a goal a moment ago by the Eagles. And Connor Murray's down inside the Eagles zone after taking a shot like off the stomach. And he is in some pain. Not sure if that was somewhere else or maybe he got him a little lower than the stomach. For some reason, to which I've never understood, not all hockey players wear cups. So, not sure if it got him in the stomach or somewhere lower, but able to get off on his own power in obvious pain with 33.8 seconds to go in regulation time. This game tied at 3, but the face-off inside the Eagle zone to Cunin's right. McCowell and Dawson, a couple of number 16s on the draw. One by McCowell, back to Noble. Noble looking to get it out, fakes going up the near side wall, instead gives to Glassford on the far side. He tried a dangerous centering pass that goes off the leg, bounces free into the slot to McQuegan with 25. McQuegan lost it though as he and Kimball were playing pass and go, and the puck sent back to Western New England inside the Eagle zone with 10 seconds remaining in regulation time. One last rush is Mendenzun. Mendenzun looking ahead, trying to get it to his forward. Glassrud takes it behind the net, is being checked off by Schneider. Puck comes free, but Glassrud will be able to pin it on the wall as time expires. And the Eagles, with a late third period goal at 17:40, tie the game at 3 and force overtime here this afternoon. Power play goal is what started this, as Morgan did a nice job on a good setup there by the Bears from Marcoux and Mendenzun at 9:17, and then 58 seconds later on a beautiful three-man passing situation, Patricia scored his second of the year from Dawson and Calvanese at 10:15, but then the Eagles fought back. They had a power play that weren't able to get a goal on, but then had an opportunity as Kennedy stole a puck right at the blue line, took a simple shot that Kimball flew by and got a deflection on to put in for his third of the season at 17:40. Lone assist to Kimball, and that made the score 3-3. Coach, what do you do in this overtime?
Well, I think this overtime is going to come down to, because the teams are so close, it's going to come down to whoever manages the puck better and is sure that there's somebody back on the defensive side of things, because I could see a breakaway, I could see a 2-on-1 opportunity. So whoever manages the puck better, I think, has the best opportunity to come out on top on this one.
Shots on goal in the third period for the Eagles, 12, a three-period total of 43. For Western New England, 10, a three-period total of 35. Faceoffs are 14-12 Eagles, 49-41 in the game. We're 10 off 100 on the faceoff side, Coach.
Getting to that magic number.
(3-3) heading to overtime, where there's a 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. Santoro, Rieger, Norling for the Eagles. Sullivan, Dawson, and Mendenzun for Western New England. One by Santoro to Rieger. Rieger on left wing, over the line, looking for a shot, goes around the defense, using the defense as a screen, takes a shot that is stopped by Scaglione. So the Eagles with first possession take their first shot. Back the other way comes Sullivan, who has a goal in this game. He'll go back to Mendenzun. Always interesting to see the setups and the plans on the 3-on-3. Here's Mendenzun. Goes across the ice looking for Morgan, but a little too far. Morgan had to chase after it with Rieger down low watching him. The first 30 seconds of a 5-minute overtime over. Here's Morgan with some speed and ahead of steam. Norling gets back to help out. A shot stopped by Cunin as Morgan ended up with more of a breakaway than anything else. Norling tried to cut the angle off, but Morgan able to make a couple of moves and a stop by Kunin with 40 seconds gone in the 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah, Morgan did a good job in the defensive zone of selling that back pass, which froze the defender for an instant, created that that skating lane for him, allowed him to take the puck deep to the net.
Murray, Kimball, and Kennedy, the Eagle 3. Zdanowicz, Dawson, and Mettler, the Golden Bear 3. Here's Mettler in his own zone, leaves it for Zdanowicz. Zdanowicz gets to the red line, fakes, tries to go around Kimball, who chases him all the way into the zone. Instead, they go back to center, where Mettler will start again. Mettler slowly skating back to his own zone, watched by Murray. Mettler finds a slow pass ahead to Dawson. Dawson tried to center it, though, to Zdanowicz, and Zdanowicz had a puck stolen by Kimball. Now the Eagles will have possession and an opportunity. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy out of his own zone, spins and turns away as the Eagle forwards will change in front of him. Out come Meyer and out come McCowell with Kennedy. Meyer spins around his own goal, has some speed. He carries it to center, tries to go across the ice to McCowell. He gets it to McCowell, though, leaves it for Kennedy. Kennedy dangerously fell down, got back on his skate, now being double teamed, got the puck back into the Bears zone, turned it over, but prevented a scoring opportunity as the Bears in their own zone give it up to Marcoux. Marcoux 2-on-2 with Mendenzun. Makes a move, goes toward the net, takes a shot that gets deflected off the stick of Kennedy and into the netting behind Kunin with 3:03 to go in overtime, 3-3. Glassrud, Santoro, Norling, the Eagle 3 now. Out comes Morgan again with Sullivan and Mettler. Face-off won by Morgan. Spins away from the check of Santoro, but a good job by Glassrud to step up into the play. Here's Tanner Glassrud giving up to Norling on a two-man rush. Norling in over the line, looking for the stick of Glassrud. He almost found it, but good job by Scaglione to get in the way. Here's Glassrud using that 6'7" frame and body to keep the puck, sends it toward the net, deflected into the netting behind Scaglione with 2:42 to go, closing in on that 100 mark on the face-offs, and a face-off deep inside the Golden Bear zone with that much time remaining.
Yep, every one of these face-offs now, as the clock ticks down, one more critical than the next.
Swain, Bice, and Kimball, the Eagle 3, with Sullivan, Morgan, and Mettler still on the ice for the Golden Bears. Bears win the faceoff, go behind that, try to feed a long pass ahead, and they hit Sullivan. Here's Sullivan on the breakaway. He's in on the backhand, stopped by Kunin, who gets the glove out. And Ben will hold it. Good job by Sullivan. He used his body position on Tommy Bice. He took a long pass, a three-line pass essentially, picked it up and got around Bice, had a breakaway, a good opportunity, and Ben stuck the glove out and made another big save.
Yeah, twice Ben's had to come up really big in this period of overtime and up to the task so far.
Let's see if there's a timeout. Nope. Not sure what's going on with the Golden Bears. Schneider's coming out. Looked like Morgan was going off the ice.
Well, last change, right, for the home team. So
Morgan just kind of hanging out by the blue line, which is a weird setup, and he jumps off the ice. Maybe they were thinking if he got thrown out of the draw, they needed another center. But here's Swain. That was weird. Swain in over the line on left wing. Swain looking for a shot. Never gets it. Has to spin off into the near side corner. Swain being watched by Mettler. Goes back out the center with it. Will turn it to Kennedy if he's a quick pass to Kimball. 2 minutes to go in the in overtime. 3-on-3, 3-3. Here's Swain. Over the line. Lost the puck. Will chase after it. Goes into the Zamboni corner now behind the net. Needs to find somebody to pass to who has an angle. Instead, he goes all the way back to Kimball, back at center, and the Eagles will play tag up and try again. Kimball feeds a nice pass ahead to Santoro. Santoro, who just came off the bench, tried to go around Schneider. He did get the puck, but didn't get a shot opportunity. Now in that Zamboni corner is Santoro. Nice pass to Kennedy. Kennedy looking across for Meyer instead of bounced up in the air into the corner. Here's Santoro. Back to Meyer at the point. Meyer lets Santoro go by him, gives to Kennedy. Kennedy just keeps it in, avoiding a stick check. He cruises down the side with a shot, and a heavy shot. It does it, he score! It's Meyer wins the game in overtime at 3:42 as Kennedy came down the slot, blasted a shot that went off the back wall and bounced right back in front to Meyer, who wins the game at 3:42 of overtime on his first goal of the season, his first career goal as an Eagle, and the Eagles win this game in overtime 4-3.
Yeah, that was just what we talked about. Post did a great job managing that puck and that shift. Those players did a really good job, poise, just moving it, finding the open man, and then getting it done.
So officially in overtime, it's Meyer, his first goal, as he found the rebound off the back glass and slammed it into the open net from Kennedy and Santoro at 3:42 of overtime. With the win, the Eagles move to 5-9 on the season. They break the 2-game losing streak, end the 6-game homestand at 3-3, while Western New England falls to theoretically 3-8-2, but I'm never really sure how we count everything around here. So we'll go with 3-7-2 on their record right now, and if somebody wants to change it on their end, they can do that. But the loss sends them their third straight loss, Western New England, after a couple losses over the weekend. Eagles, well, they look good in the first period, up 2-0 on goals by Glassrud and Murray. A couple of assists to Beckett in the first period, then gave up 3 goals in the third to trail 3-2, scored a late goal at 17:40 as Kimball got a deflection on a shot taken by Kennedy, and then in overtime, Kennedy broke down the slot on a 3-on-3, ripped the shot heavy and hard, so hard off the back glass that it bounced right back out into the front of the crease area, and Meyer had a wide open gaping net, and he put it in for his first career goal as an Eagle. From Kennedy and Santoro at 3:42, 2 assists for Beckett today, 2 assists for Beckett, 2 assists for Kennedy, goals by Glassrud, Murray, Meyer, and Beckett. Coach, your 3 stars today, and what turns out to be a very exciting hockey game with the Eagles winning 4-3 in overtime.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of arguments can be made for several players here, but I think the way I looked at it was a player scoring his first goal in such an important juncture of the game in the overtime goes to Jonathan Meyer. I give him the first one, and honestly, the second star goes to Ben Canine, because without those saves in overtime, game could have been over way sooner in a negative way. And my third star, actually, I've got a tie. I've got Jordy Morgan with a goal and an assist for West New England, and I really thought that as the game went on, in a tough position, not playing a lot so far this year, but Scaglione really did a good job once we got into that second and third period, giving his team a lot of opportunities. So those are my choices.
I will throw in as mine. I thought Tanner played an excellent game today. Tanner Glassrud, top to bottom, scored the opening goal, was more offensive than I think I've seen him all season, and just overall his play today was very solid. And he could take a lot from a game like today going forward into the season. So those are your 3 stars, brought to you by Post University for online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal because it's the application season. So get your applications in now. If you'd like to visit campus, apply, or just learn about more information on Post University, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Shots on goal in the overtime for Post 3, for Western New England 2. Eagles 3.5 period total of 46. Western New England had 37. Faceoffs also 3-2 for the Eagles. Game total of 42 for the Eagles, while Western New England, 52 for the Eagles, while Western New England ended up with 43. Let's see, are we doing a post-game interview? Does anybody know? Let's hold on there for a second. All right, looks like we are doing a post-game interview. Not quite sure how we're doing that, but we'll get it done.
Skate guards.
As we'll have, looks like we're going to have Tanner Glassrud for our interview today. So We will have Tanner Glassroot today. Coach, big win for the Eagles. Again, they got a 9-day layoff before they travel to Franklin Pierce next week, but they have something to feel good about after 2 tough games over the weekend. They got 2 early goals. They did give up 3 in a row, but found a way to get the tiebreaker and then put this game away in overtime on a great play by Kennedy and Meyer. And Santoro really started that play as well. He took the original shot, got the puck back, got the 3-man weave working, and they win this game 4-3 in overtime to get the 5 and 9. You know, little things. The team had 3 wins all of last season. Now they have 5 and still have a dozen more games to go.
Yeah, certainly. When you have the 3-game series like that, right? You're 100% better off winning on the last one than winning on the first one, and not being successful on the next 2. So there's something there to build on. It's now the question of player maturity to learn from these games, and you've got 8 days, which lets you prepare for your opponent, lets you heal some bumps and bruises, but also you've got to keep in mind and find a way to keep that momentum going with that week plus as you make that trip up. I think it's St. Michael's is next.
Franklin Pierce.
Oh, Franklin Pierce is next. Yes, I'm sorry.
Then St. Mike's.
Then they've got 2 up at St. Mike's. Yep. So, I mean, it puts you in a good position, right, to build towards something. And, you know, you've got a team where you're going to go in there where they haven't had much success. So you can't take them too lightly. You know, we saw what happened in that Morrisville game. So build off it, learn from it, and then execute and apply it. You know, I think one of the things that I liked about that too, that those last shifts there, was I really liked the way who Coach Richter had out there. I thought he did a really good job in selecting his personnel to put out there. And you know, Joey Santoro was such a veteran, good on draws, poised with the puck, didn't throw it away, grounded out along the boards, moved it, and just the puck management and the team's ability to just move that puck around that group. But that part was pretty impressive to me. And I think that's something moving forward. That's the kind of thing that Joe brings to this team. And the more opportunities he can get placed in where he can display that, I think the better off the team will be.
Working on getting some updated scoring for everybody to make sure everybody gets the appropriate acknowledgement for their gameplay today. Here at the Sports Center, as we're upstairs waiting for our interview guest today, who will be Tanner Glassroot, who in some ways, Coach, I think, you know, it's hard to say, obviously there are new players, but I feel like he's almost the most improved player on this team, at least from what I've seen in these first 14 games. Every game I see something new from him, and it's like in the beginning of the year it felt like he was a step slower, and then all of a sudden he was a step faster. And when you're using that 6-7 frame and now you're scoring goals and stepping into the play, now you're becoming offensive. You know, that's a weapon that you don't necessarily think you have, and all of a sudden he's becoming more of an offensive defenseman, as well as hitting people, using people, you know, doing what he's supposed to do with that body.
Yeah, Tanner's a player who, you know, last year he had been away from the game for a little bit, so had taken him a while to get up to speed, but he's certainly done that. And again, this is also, you know, it just doesn't happen, right? This is a player who in the offseason took it seriously, worked hard, and in that long break was home doing the right things, because defensively he's gotten better and better, I think, taking advantage of his size, his wingspan to protect pucks. He himself has improved as a player, and as you're saying, now he's finding some help offensively, right? He's added that part to his game, and that's a player that gets tougher and tougher to play against. So that's good for him and good for the university.
So the Eagles with a big 4-3 win here this afternoon, break the 2-game losing streak and the 6-game homestand at 3-3. For they have 3 road games in a row, 1 at Franklin Pierce, 2 at St. Mike's up in Vermont. Always a fun road trip. What is quicker to get to, St. Mike's or SUNY Morrisville?
St. Mike's or SUNY Morrisville?
Yeah.
I think
I feel like there's more highway to St.
There's
Mike's.
more back roads going to SUNY Morrisville, and then you also don't get the entertainment of seeing the giant whale tail buried in the field as you approach St. Mike's.
There you go. So St. Mike's will be not this weekend, but next weekend, and then the Eagles will next be home on Tuesday, January 21st, as they will host Franklin Pierce here for the first time this season. It'll be a one-game set, and they'll complete their series with Franklin Pierce on Valentine's Day, Valentine's afternoon. And what a better way to spend Valentine's Day with everybody here in the post-university sports information department and you, Coach. I know my wife is really thrilled. Yes.
Well, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So in this business, my wife has learned to be ecstatic. But I will say that, the next 8 days for post, right, be happy with your resilience, but don't be satisfied, because you can be a lot better. We had a 2-0 game, and moving forward, when we're playing in our league, when we have 2-0 leads, we've got to find a way to put our foot on the gas and make that a 3-0, and just keep pouring it on in an effort to just show your opponents how difficult you can be to play against. Because when they are in tune, in their rhythm, playing the game the right way for a full 60 minutes, they're a very difficult team to play against. So the fact that they haven't really quite found their stride yet to play that full 60, in some ways, as a coach and as players, can be encouraging, because once they find that, they're going to be pretty formidable.
And they're going to play next a Franklin Pierce team who, despite being 0-8 in conference and 0-14-1 overall, is that's going to be a hungry team looking for their first win with a new head coach and everything that goes with it. You don't want to fall into that trap. You got a couple games against St. Mike's after that, but you don't want to fall into that trap of thinking that game in any way, shape, or form is let's say an easy game, but you feel like it's a trap game. It's a conference game, but you feel in some ways it's a trap. You're going up there. You're going to go to St. Mike's for a couple of big games following weekend, and then you've got to win that game against Franklin Pierce to keep the momentum going, as I see Tanner climbing up the ladder here to get upstairs.
I'm glad he took his skates off so he doesn't need a sharpening.
That was going to be a little more of my concern, as he was on his skates, and I was going to look really, really small. We'll give Tanner the headset. Tanner, congratulations. Making sure Grace doesn't fall off the side of the wall there. We're good to go. Tanner, congratulations. Big win today. Talk about the resiliency of this team down 3-2 late in the third and managed to get that tying goal and then win it in overtime.
Yeah, it's just the boys are staying even keeled throughout the whole ordeal. And the whole city's burning around us. We just keep plugging away, and that's how we finish our game, and we always work till the final 60 minutes. So,
what was the talk in the locker room? A tough weekend, obviously, against Buffalo State and SUNY Morrisville. Didn't get the offense you guys were looking for, but you came out quickly today, got 2 quick goals. What was the feeling in the locker room coming into the game of what you guys needed to do?
We just had to come out flying. We knew that. We had to show them that the past two, we had to forget about the games this weekend and just come out with our true identity, which is work hard, lunch pail kind of team, and just play full 60 minutes.
Now talk to me about your goal. You made a nice pass all the way up to Beckett, who made a fancy little move, and then the puck's just laying there. And here comes this 6'7" guy down the slot with a wide-open shot. Talk to me about your goal. It's your second of the year, so you're putting on a little more offensive play this year.
Yep, I was feeling light out there today. I got my feet moving, and opportunity came, and I just hammered it home like I usually in practice. It happens like that, so that's just like practice. So.
Are you changing your game as the season moves along? Because I feel like as your season has moved along, you were really sort of defensive at the beginning, and now you're stepping up. You stepped up several times today in this game looking for opportunities. Is it a change in your game or just the opportunity that you see?
I think it's more of an opportunity that I see, and throughout just getting more and my legs under me and stuff like that, just keep on moving. And I'm not trying to play at the game that's not mine, but if I can step up and help and those opportunities present themselves, I'm going to take them. So,
last non-conference game, you're at Franklin Pierce next week. You got St. Mike's on the weekend before you're home again. what do you guys do over the next 8 or so days to get yourself ready? Franklin Pierce, obviously, 0-8 in conference, 0-14 overall. You don't want to fall into a trap of thinking that game's going to be easier than it is. What do you guys do over these next 8 days to get ready for that game and then a big weekend set?
Well, we're going to be back to work tomorrow, just another battle day like we always do after game day, and we just got to go into every game like every college team, whoever shows up is going to win that day. So we can't take it lightly that they're 0-14 or whatever it is. So we got to come ready to play and a chip on our shoulder still. So
good answer.
Yeah.
That's Tanner Glassrud's goal today to open the scoring his second of the season. Join us for our next game, which will be Tuesday, January 21st, as these Eagles will host Franklin Pierce here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. They'll be on the road next week at Franklin Pierce and then at St. Mike's. Tanner, we thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate
Good win today. That's all for everybody. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good evening, everybody. You almost fell there. Okay? I thought you wobbled yourself back. I was like, oh. Like, if I got to dive all the way over there. Thanks.